Opie.
Two guys that hate each other.
Just shut your mouth.
I hate them.
Shut up.
Don't be unkind.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, very nice.
Shut the fuck up.
You're a fine bunch of bullies, aren't you?
I'm Opie.
I could give a fuck. I'm Jim Norton, and I'm on the radio.
Shut up.
The Opie and Anthony Show. It's all about fun, fun, fun.
I'd love to spit in your face.
I will fucking kill you.
Shut up, stupid.
I'm just a zilch and I know it.
Who cares? We're trying to do a fucking radio. I know what we're trying to do. I'm sitting here across from you. I understand that.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Despicable asshat.
And these dummies that work for us.
You guys stink.
Ben looks like a tall baby.
Always laughing in the wrong places. Ben, where's the coffee?
He rock.
Hopefully he's going through a car wash with his mouth open.
And there's Steve.
Steve is a piece of garbage.
And you stink.
You are cordially invited to a robbery rape.
This is family entertainment.
This show is a disaster.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
If you have any poo, fling it now.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
I am scared of you, sir, and I am protecting myself. I am protecting myself. I am scared of you. Please call the police. Hello, exactly. Come on, everybody. Wake up. Rise and shine. Arr! Arr! Arr!
O&A Party Rock, indeed.
Indeed. Hey, what's happening? What's happening?
Hi.
Ooh, who's the chicken shades?
What?
I don't know. Front page of the news then. Is that Lil' Kim?
All
I thought she was supposed to go to jail.
Yeah. All the disasters are over, I guess. Everything's fine in New Orleans again, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
All the water's pumped out. Everybody's back home.
Everyone's
the
back to
economy's
work.
Great.
Back to school.
Because the cover of the papers, I see nothing about it. I see Yankees back on there. Oh wait, Newsday. Okay, Newsday has it.
City will rise again.
Yes, the great Phoenix that is New Orleans. Phoenix.
You know, I ripped out a couple great stories, and I forgot to bring them in here. Oops. Travis, if you will. Thank you, sir.
New Orleans is one of the scariest cities I've ever been to.
That's what we said.
Absolutely.
We went to 2 Mardi Gras, and I would walk around in the morning, get coffee and stuff, you know, before it got wild, and I was scared.
Did you feel like when you were on Bourbon Street at night that, okay, this is cool as long as I stay on this street, but if I literally go 10 feet to the left or to the right, someone's going to have like a chicken foot up to my neck with a fucking voodoo doll? That's the only place I've ever seen. I mean, even living here in New York, just saw a dude expose himself.
Yeah.
We were standing underneath one of those show your tits balconies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Another great thing about New Orleans that was almost washed away in the tragedy. And I looked over, and there was literally a guy who had like his shirt tails like pulled out of his pants, but I was to the side, and he was fat, so kind of pushed out, and he had his whole unit, his dick and balls, were just out.
Hanging out.
And I looked, I was horrified. It took me like half a second before I could stand. He's got his dick out. And the dude literally, calm as can be, like a totally professional pervert, just kind of slipped back into the crowd. You know, like in that, was it Silence of the Lambs?
Oh, yeah.
Going home, and he kind of like goes into the living room. That's exactly what he did. He just disappeared. Not even putting his dick back in his pants, he just slipped back into the crowd.
That city is
pro.
frightening, man.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Unless you stay, even when you do stay on Bourbon Street, it's frightening. But then you go into the little outskirt areas where, you know, Ben was with us, and he's like, "No, dude, I know this nice restaurant over here." And we start walking, and you notice the crowd's thinning a little bit, and now you're seeing some of the locals, the people that aren't, you know, from out of town, looking around like, oh, this isn't good.
You're leaving the herd.
Yeah, leaving the herd.
That's what you're doing. You're grazing to the side.
And the side streets are trying to keep Mardi Gras going, but it's a whole different thing.
The zebra in the middle of the herd is never the one that gets the teeth sunk into his neck.
Oh, exactly.
It's always the ones that are on the outskirts, the one that doesn't leave with the herd because he wants to drink a little more water at the watering hole.
The ones that consider themselves free spirits.
Right.
You got to check other things out. Well, great.
Yeah, there's a flyer laying on the jungle floor. Hey, after party.
After party. Yeah, we just saw a gang of black kids just beating the shit out of white people as they walked by.
Yeah.
That was it. White people would walk by. Black people would walk by them, and they wouldn't even look at them. And then
I think that's
a white
part of their
guy
town
and girl.
logo.
Yeah, it is. It is. Them just grabbing by the throat and punch in the face of a white person. And white people would walk by, a guy and a girl, and the guy would be punched, and the girl would just be molested, groped right there. And they would finally get pulled out of the crowd, and they'd be laughing their asses off. We're watching from a balcony across the street, watching the entire thing. It was like watching Wild Kingdom or something.
That one year of the Puerto Rican Day Parade was our tribute to New Orleans.
Yeah, great job.
Should have got sued.
And then the cops came over and busted him up and dragged a couple of them away. Then that was cool. And then we spoke up. Then we're like, yeah motherfucker, you're busted.
They're throwing them in cars.
Beforehand, we're just
Whitey
going,
showing how brave we are.
Here comes another white couple. Oh, this is going to be bad. Oh, no. Just kind of commenting on it, but doing nothing. Sort of pussies.
So I guess it's all cleaned up down there because the papers are moving on to bigger and better things. Like Renée Zellweger. Her marriage is over after 5 months. Big surprise there, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that true?
Renée just walks away. Annulment in works for Zellweger and that country singer she married out of nowhere.
Oh, right. What the hell's his name?
Kenny Chesney.
They hooked up. I guess they met at some tsunami thing.
Yeah, I've been at a concert.
That's when they hooked up. They dated for a very short time and then decided to get married. And it was, he was her prince, and he wrote a song about her based on her character in what movie was that? Jerry Maguire.
That's like
You Had Me at Hello.
It's like one notch below getting the tattoo of your girlfriend. Just writing some sappy fucking song that'll never go away.
Some ass song that, it was a hit of his, I guess. I never heard it.
Like J-Lo did that Dear Ben. She cringes.
Yeah. Oh,
every time. Yeah. That CD is not in any of her mentions.
Because it's immortalized, It's out there. It's done. You did it. And no matter how much you hate the person now, that song is out there. Professing your love.
They have a kid someday. Who's Ben? It's about London. I was talking about that. Talking about that clock.
It's a producer with wild hair on the Opie and Anthony show. He herked and he jerked.
So that's over, but that's the front page of the New York Daily News.
Called it quits. She filed, and all it says, divorce papers are very vague all the time. And I guess in California you have a lot of options as to what you can base your divorce on. In New York, you really only have cruel and inhuman treatment, and infidelity is the other one. And there might be one more, but I don't know.
The other one is lack of sex.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. There's
Oh, really? That was a joke.
lack of sex or something. But
they
call it something else. But if you haven't had sex for a year, you can get a divorce. If you're legally separated for a year, then you can get a divorce without one of those wacky things put in there. But if you want a divorce quickly, you have to come up with an idea, with some kind of one of these 3 things that New York allows.
Mm-hmm.
No irreconcilable?
No, they don't have irreconcilable differences in New York. That's the one I was gunning for. I had to go for a cruel and inhuman treatment or something.
Well, I could have been a star witness for you.
But it was the other way around. I was being treated cruelly and inhumanly. But that wasn't what happened.
I would have been on your side. Don't worry about it.
That wasn't what happened. I was the one that was served the papers that said that.
You were treating her bad?
Yes. I'm sorry. The money I gave you wasn't clean enough, perhaps.
All I remember
the dates on it weren't the numbers she enjoyed.
All I remember.
What can I say? How cruel could I have been?
All I remember is pulling up to Anthony's house. We used to commute back then. It would be 9:15 in the morning, and Anthony sleeps right up until I'm pulling up. I know that about him, right? And he's at the front door, and his wife is just yelling at him.
Yeah, as I was walking out
yelling at him at 9:15, and I know Aunt might have woke up at 9. I'm serious. So he gets in the car. I'm like, Aunt, what could you have possibly done?
The garbage, Opie. The garbage. What do you
Wow.
mean? What do you mean the garbage? It's my job, and I didn't.
Like Anthony
go
had jobs.
I had jobs around the house. Like the garbage was my job.
You know when you're a kid and you have like chores, like you got to mow the lawn,
Right.
or take out the garbage.
The cat box was
that
my
like a
job.
first like serious relationship for you? Because it didn't seem like you didn't set
yeah.
up the guidelines correctly.
No, I fucking dropped the
first
ball
time,
on the
that
guidelines,
happens,
man.
You have to flip out.
I didn't. I really fucked up. I didn't set the
yeah.
bar early.
If you don't break a couple of dishes or punch a wall within the first 6 weeks, you're done.
Yeah.
No, I cruised 9 years.
9 years of okay, sweetie.
That was it. 9 years of okay, sweetie, and that was it. It was and Opie would pull up. I'd leave the house to I asked you to do the goddamn garbage, and it's sitting here. And all right. Well, Opie's here. I gotta go do my show.
This is the behind the scenes of a guy that was becoming a radio rock star.
Like, all right,
we were becoming radio rock stars, and people have no idea what was going on behind the scenes.
Later.
No clue. He's getting
I was
yelled
gonna
at.
say, weren't you
I
guys
remember
doing
one. I remember.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I was going to say, I thought you guys were doing okay, but just the beginning of you pulling up to pick him up, just that visual didn't have you guys making a lot of money in my brain right now.
No, we did have that Fred and Barney type relationship with the driving to work, but once we got in, it was kind of...
Honestly, we were doing afternoon drive.
Good.
We were commuting from Long Island, and that, even, off hours, it was a pain in the ass, so we took turns, is what it was. So one guy can mellow out and, in the passenger seat, read the papers and do whatever. So we would take turns.
And we lived,
we lived
off. Really close to each other.
We lived about a half a mile from each other. So.
Oh, okay.
But I would pull up, and they were...
I don't ask
There's another one.
I don't ask much. It's the garbage, the cat box. You gotta get... I got cat box duty. This is from a guy. I don't want cats. Don't get me wrong. I like cats. I think kittens are probably the cutest little things on the face of the earth. Their big faces, the eyes, the head too big for their little kitten bodies.
Their poop doesn't smell as bad.
No, it does.
No.
And
not as bad as a grown cat.
Yeah.
He's gone to McDonald's for 20 years.
She got a cat, so now it's my cat. Then she wants to get another cat for the cat to have company. So she gets another cat, a female cat. Neither of the two are fixed. What do you think's going to happen? So now we have a whole litter of cats that have to be given away. We give away cats except for 2. Now we have 4 cats. She's turning into crazy cat lady. 4 cats in this house, and I get cat box detail. It's like...
Oh, my
God.
He had chores.
It's a twice-a-day thing to do because I don't like walking into a house and it's smelling like cat shit. So it was just a nightmare.
It's funny. If I literally saw that, I could never go into the house.
No, of course not.
I had a buddy of mine one time. He was with this girl, and I went over there. I was just staying, for a couple of days. When you have company, you kind of try to, there was some huge fucking game on, like Lakers, Celtics. This is a few years ago. Huge fucking game, and she huffed and puffed. And next thing we're watching, like, fucking Little House on the Prairie or something.
Oh, Jesus.
And she's just sitting, and I'm looking at him, and I'm just waiting for her to go to the bathroom. I had one of those really, like loud whispering.
Dude, you can't fucking say that. This is fucking bullshit. Fucking Lakers Celtics. It's game 7. What's wrong with you?
And then she comes back up, hey, Marie, how you doing?
Right.
And then I'm looking at him like, have the confrontation.
Do it.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm going to go outside and start smoking. I've never done that before. I'll be back, and I'll give you 7 minutes to fucking correct this, you idiot.
Oh, great.
I went out and bought a couch. Bought a nice couch. Actually, the first, I think, nice thing I ever bought. Because we had come from Massachusetts. I was living in Ashland, Mass. I know.
This
just
is the worst fucking story I've ever...
Shithole. Yeah, we moved up because I got the gig with Opie. It was my first radio job. I was in construction. I didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, as my mother always would say. And we move up to Ashland, Mass. Opie gets a house in Newton, and I moved to Ashland. Weren't you in Newton?
Wellesley.
Well, Wellesley. All right,
Jeez.
sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't making that much more than him at the time.
He was. We were still.
Don't all those houses have like ivy growing up the sides of them?
Oh, please.
Believe it or not, they have shitholes in Wellesley.
It's where Newton and Wellesley is where Mass herds all their Jews. all their Jews are there. That's the area.
I just want to live as close to Boston as possible because the radio station was way out in the suburbs.
The radio station. I lived like a mile away from the station. I didn't want to live in Boston because that wasn't where the station was. They made it sound like they were in Boston. WAAF, Boston. And they're out in friggin' Westboro. It was nowhere, an industrial park. And so I lived, first of all, I had to go with the wife and live with her mother for a while in her condo. My God. With Opie. So it's me, Opie, my wife, and my mother-in-law in this small little townhouse.
And we were on a rocket ship to becoming
rocketing to stardom,
to become radio rock stars, but no one knew what the hell was going on behind the scenes.
So we figured, thank God, mothers and daughters have a hard time living together for any length of time. So we got a place really quickly, but we got a place. It was garden apartments in Ashland, Mass. With I was the only white person living there. It was all Brazilians and other people from South America, Ecuador. I swear
Colombians.
to you, the Colombians, everything. The parking lot had these potholes in it that were huge. And when it rained, the children would go out in their diapers and stuff and bathe and use it like a pool. There were chickens. One guy chicken wired off his balcony, off the apartment.
But it wasn't his balcony.
Yeah,
it was shared space. In apartments you have shared space in the back there.
Right. He had a balcony, like the little wrought iron.
That was his
patio,
because
it was a ground floor. It wasn't a balcony. It was a wrought iron patio. But he chicken wired off a whole area around that, and just filled it with chickens. There were chickens in this garden, and I'm living there. I'm living there.
And I know you didn't say shit to some Colombian.
Of course I didn't.
Chicken wire. Did he go out and slaughter him right in front of you for his evening dinner?
A couple of times there'd be a few missing, and then there were new ones. So you knew he was just slitting their throat and
you heard a
bringing it in.
disturbance.
Yeah,
some
little
feathers
disturbance.
flow by your fucking window.
But that's what we were doing. We were living there, and it was a mile away from the mother's house and a couple of miles away from the station, and it was all It was all my wife's doing. What she said, that's what I did because I was just coasting through life. I was constantly waiting for something better, but doing really nothing to try to get it. Like the whole radio thing. I would have been in Huntington, New York, a tin knocker, installing air conditioning and heating, and just doing that, hoping something came along. And you know what? Something just happened to drop in my lap. Radio. It was just complete luck of the draw that it happened. But I still would have been there. And then the whole thing that happened with the apartment out there is she got that one, and I was like, yeah, fine, I'll live with the Colombians in Ashland, a mile away from your mom's house.
Were you just trying to save money? We weren't making a lot, but
I really wasn't making a lot. And nothing, obviously, I was brand new. It was my first radio gig. Opie's been in it for years at this point, so obviously he was getting paid more than I was. They weren't even sure I was going to work out. It was one of those things. I thought I'd be back tin knocking again. I thought it would be a goof to do radio for a while. So Opie was making more than me. I was making, at that time, less. I got hired to do radio for less than I was making in construction. So, yeah, I had no money.
So was your wife just trashing this dream every day?
Yeah, actually,
she almost
didn't have.
She almost
have
fucked
me
up
do
the
it.
whole thing
because she wanted me to call now. Now the GM to the WAAF throws out an offer, and it is for less money than I was making. I think I was making $29,000 a year doing construction. This is in '95.
Removing asbestos.
Yeah, exactly. And he was offering me $25,000
like that
to do radio. Now I'm like, fine. I'll take the hit because I don't know what's going to happen. And Brucey said to us, boys, if it works out in a few months, don't worry, Anthony, we'll bring you up.
And we both took the hit, by the way. I wasn't making much more than Anthony.
No.
After many years in radio.
Plus to sit here and shoot the shit.
Right.
Or fucking install air conditioners.
Exactly.
And I said to Anthony, I'm like, this is a start. Trust me on this. We'll get more money. We just got to establish ourselves.
And she could work. It was like,
Right.
She go out and get a job, which she did.
And I explained, too, we'll make some side money possibly with gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I was like, don't worry about it. You'll get it. So I go, schnookums. I got the offer. Big dream to do radio. Want to go to Boston. How much?
It was all about
well,
the money.
Was your hat in your hand?
Yeah, I was crinkling my hat in my hands, all nervously working it. It's like, well, it's $25,000 a year, but the BU came out for but. Nope, can't do it. We cannot do that. It just doesn't work out. Call him and tell him you can't do it for less than what you were making. Yes, Poopsie. And there I am on the phone with Brucey Mittman. Bruce, yeah, look great. We had a great time. But, look, I'm going to need a little more money for this. I just can't move up. And she's like right next to me.
She was the worst when it came to this shit.
She had no bargaining position there whatsoever.
None. So Brucey
She had
brings
no
up
clue of the upside. It was either staying, installing air conditioners,
Yeah.
or go into radio with the potential to make ridiculous money.
Yeah.
She just never saw it that way.
How many superstars, both men and women, just in a bad relationship, people who could, like, win an Oscar,
Yeah.
are like fucking, seating people at, like, an Applebee's.
Yep.
Just because.
Yeah, just because.
No. You're not doing that part.
No,
you're
we
not doing
can't
it.
afford it.
Acting is silly,
Yeah.
and you're going to get a real job.
There's Grammy-winning singers and fucking people that are just
working
talent
at
up the
Dunkin'
ass,
Donuts.
Yep.
eking it out. Oh, my God.
No, I remember, like, when I was thinking about doing stand-up, I didn't have the balls to even think I could do, because I didn't know anybody in entertainment. And I'm working in this warehouse, and I'm, to just sit there and say, I want to be a comedian, I'm just thinking of trashing that I would get for take a fucking warehouse pallet over my head. So I'm not going to say anything.
The guy wants to be a comedian.
Yeah. Just go unload the truck, you douchebag.
Hey, funny man.
The only thing funny about you and all that crap. So it just so happened I was working with this guy who was really into comedy. One night we were hanging out after work. Remember that show, Stand Up Spotlight?
Yeah.
With Rosie O'Donnell. It was right at the end of that.
Was that
80s.
the one with the brick wall?
That was the one that no, this one actually had like the little Christmas lights in the background to be stars.
Yeah. Okay.
Because all these hacks were on their way, right? And we were just watching it, and he just happened to say to me, he goes, "Look at these guys, Bill. These guys suck. We're funnier than these guys. One of these days I'm going to take a shot at Jack Daniels, and I'm going to fucking get up there." And the second he said that, all of a sudden I was like, it just kind of put me on that track, like, fuck, I want to do that. But I swear to God, if I never had that conversation with him, yeah, I'd be like driving a fucking UPS truck. Yeah, for real. Unlike the Kevin James character made.
For real.
Yeah, $700 million.
It's just.
So how do we get to this point?
You get. I don't know. Oh, but wait, quickly. Brucey came back to me and said I could give you $27.5, but that's it. And I was like, I got to take this. So I really put my foot down there and said, yeah, $27.5. Don't worry, it'll all work. Opie said that more money will come in and everything. So finally,
Was I right?
Yes.
Was I right?
Of course you were right.
Thank you.
And then the real kicker, fast forward 9 years later in court, to have Dominic Barbara telling me how integral a part she played in me getting to where I am in radio, and how she deserves so much money.
Did they throw out the support words?
Oh, everything. Yeah. The support. It pretty much was, if it wasn't for her, I would not be in radio. Meanwhile, I almost didn't end up in radio.
Because you didn't see the dream, the vision.
Yeah, the vision. That's how it works out. That's the wonder of marriage.
At times, she was definitely a hindrance.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Because Anthony was miserable.
Oh!
Because he was getting yelled at. Like, I can't stress. I mean, we were on a rocket ship. We were going into the city to do this radio show that was exploding. We were doing magazine articles. We're going to be on TV doing this. I mean, things were really rocking for us. And he's getting yelled at because from 9 to 9:15 he didn't vacuum and
vacuuming was my job too,
and clean out the litter box.
Jesus Christ.
There was
fast forward 6 hours later in that day and the world is ours, but at home it was a nightmare.
That kind of worked out for me though, because when I was there at the station, it was such a good time for me. Like, I was away and having so much fun. I never went home. I swear to you, I would go.
We were talking about.
I would start drinking at noon.
Get Ben at noon. We were talking about this last night because we went to the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a little while here. But XM threw a whole party for their salespeople from all over the country. So I went because I wanted to check out the Stones. You decided not to go last night. Ben was there, Steve, Erik, and others, and it was a schmooze fest.
Yeah.
And everyone's asking, where's Anthony?
Of course
and
they are.
Anthony's home, whatever. He doesn't do this type of thing anymore. Whatever.
I actually had plans. I wanted to go.
Right.
I was actually
but
out
then
last night.
we were telling Lindsay, actually, the old Anthony.
Oh, yeah.
About the old Anthony. Because she only knows the new Anthony. I'm like, you have no idea. The old Anthony would be at that bar, not only drinking a beer, it would be a beer shot, beer shot, beer shot, beer shot, smoke, 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 beer shot, beer shot, beer, smoke, smoke, smoke,
Yeah.
smoke. Like, he's a completely different person.
I liked my captains and cokes. That's what I really enjoyed.
And then other people started coming around, and Ben and I were explaining the old Anthony. Like, Anthony would start, he wouldn't drink the first hour of the show. Like, from 3 to 4, he wouldn't drink. But from 4 to 7 in the afternoon, forget about
it. Pounding
beer.
The beer sponsors would send over pallets of beer to the studio. They set us up with refrigerators just outside the studio that were packed with beer.
Dude,
Sam Adams, Budweiser, Coors, all of them came on board, and all of them sent beer.
We were a radio company's dream. We had every beer company wanted on our show.
Yeah.
And we used to have 2 fridges. We had a fridge for food and a fridge for beer. And then the fridge for food got filled up with beer as well. So now we had 2 fridges with beer in them. Then the other companies would start bringing their own fridges in because they noticed.
Like Sobe Beverages brought in this big double-door thing you see in a deli, you know, where you open it up and pull your sodas out and stuff. It was giant. That thing ended up full of beer.
Full of beer. And then the beer guys
would
come in with almost a pallet of beer. Like small, a pallet's an exaggeration, but a lot of beer. And they would come in right into our office. Where you guys want this, and they would notice that they couldn't keep their beer cold, which means we might not drink it on the air, which means we might not give the extra push to that beer.
Yeah.
So they would bring it in their own fridges.
At
the end, I think we had 4 fridges in the office.
We would get 12 cases of Budweiser one week, 12 cases of Sam the next week, then Coors was like 6 cases, so it was ridiculous.
Sounds like the Motley Crue, like the beginning of their Behind the Music.
It absolutely is. We have a lot of interest in a book, and I think we're finally going to go down that road. Because
Oh, yeah.
And then the Jägermeister machine showed up.
Jäger. We were talking about Jäger, and the people from Jägermeister come up, and they bring one of those machines that deep freezes shots of Jägermeister. It's a big refrigerator. So you hit the tap, put the shot glass underneath, and you get a shot of Jäger that's at like 33 degrees.
Just above freezing, yeah.
So now we're doing frozen Jäger shots. This is while we're working. This was on the air.
Nobody stepped in upper management like, hey.
No, they were afraid of us.
Know why? The ratings were going... Bill, the ratings were going up, so they were just keeping their mouth shut. It's like, whatever.
Here's what the deal was. The rest of the station was tanking so badly that we were the only show that was keeping these people their jobs. Like, you can't be the general manager, program director of a station that's consistently in the shitter. They blow you out and bring someone else in and try to get it up to speed. Look at what they've done at NEW since we were gone.
Yeah.
They've been through so many people there, so many bosses, because that's what you do.
Right.
They knew that without our ratings, their jobs were done. So they were petrified to shake us up or rock the boat. We hired a bartender. We hired a bartender to come in. We had shot girls. We had girls with the test tubes and the shots walking around on Fridays doing, and the boss is there. Hey guys, how you doing?
It got to the point there were so many people around when we were doing our show we didn't know half of them.
It was a bullet train heading toward a concrete
disaster.
wall.
They were drinking our beer, doing our shots. We didn't care. We just didn't care. Anthony, how many beers a day were you drinking?
Let's say we'd start an hour after the show started. Me and Ben.
4 to 7.
We'd start drinking. By 7 o'clock, I'd probably finished off about 8 beers. And then we'd hit the office, because I didn't want to go home. We'd hit the office where I would play video games, drink more, and then the second Opie left the office, it would turn into a fog machine. The whole, me, Stinky, everyone would light up and just smoke beers, shots, and computer games until 10 o'clock at night, when I would finally call up and go, yeah, all the meetings are over. I'm coming home. And then I'd get in my car.
All that paperwork.
And just depression would sink in as I was on the LIE going, Oh, no, I'm heading home. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. Oh, boy.
This is day out.
Wow.
Day in and day out,
And then
man.
I get home. The garbage is full. The cat box. Go up and feed the cats. And
You would do Ron and Fez's show, too, because of that.
oh, right. Ron and Fez come on after us. And I would just sit in on their show. I would be like, hey, I'm going to hang out. And it was the Ron, Fez, and Anthony show. I would.
He was the third member of the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
then
they just
back
didn't
then-
want to go home.
Back then, they were on at 11 o'clock at night in the beginning.
Yeah.
They did before they moved to 7 to 11.
Mhm.
So those were, yeah.
So yesterday,
Oh, it was
being
a
at the
nightmare.
Rolling Stones thing, it was kind of funny that Anthony wasn't there, and we joke about how he just goes home after the show and doesn't do much anymore because it's not the same
That's
Anthony
it.
we know.
That's right.
So I don't know how we got to this point. But
I think it was the Renée Zellweger marriage thing.
oh yeah.
Somehow that spilled into this. Anytime anyone talks about marriage, I just get it in my head. It's like, never again.
Yeah, but you know what's funny about that is if you actually told that on TV, you would be considered like women bashing and.
Oh yeah.
Because I was sitting there listening to that. That was why that was so fascinating to listen to that story because you always hear the other ones, like the women going, and then he beat me, and then he did this, and blah 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 blah. And
I was a prisoner.
Yeah, and they'll Oprah and all them. Well, for hours we'll listen to that because they're just like. Just obviously you see a man is stronger than a woman, so it just seems to make sense. They don't put any weight on like a woman's, like that psychological ability of them to mind fuck you.
Yeah, that's all it was.
I'm not saying that they all do that, but I'm saying the story you have, a lot of people have, but they never.
Yeah.
It depends how far he wants to go with this, man. He's got a million great stories.
I was just always on coast. That was my whole life back then. Was just, all right, don't shake things up. Let me just coast through this.
That's hilarious because you had the exact opposite relation. My dad used to always be cursing out my mother. We used to be going down the bus stop, me and my two other brothers. I'd be like first grade, third, and kindergarten. We'd be standing down there. We didn't have an air conditioner, so the windows would be open, and my dad would just be cursing out my mother as we're like 20 feet away at the bus stop. Ah, you goddamn fucking bitch! You've been doing the same shit for years. Oh, that's bullshit, Linda. That is fucking bullshit. And we're like, his kids is like jump ropes, like looking at it and stuff. We're trying to play it off like, I wonder what else that's coming from. The drapes are blowing out the window. He's yelling so loud.
Maybe it is the upbringing.
Exact opposite.
See, my father was that way too. My father was always, he was a real prick, just yelling all the time, motherfucker, this. I remember, and I've told the story on the air, the vivid memory as a child is an argument during dinner where his plate of spaghetti and meatballs was just launched against the wall. Like, he picked it up and threw it, and then they just start yelling at each other. And I'm a little kid sitting there looking at the spaghetti sauce just sliding slowly down the old wall with the Bell telephone next to it on the wall. And just like, it was this horrifying moment as a child. Maybe, I grew up and decided I'm never going to argue back. I'll just be this guy. Yes, Poopsie.
Yeah.
Yes, dear.
We'll play that going into break because that's a great production
Just
piece.
to avoid confrontation. That was me. Avoid confrontation, guy.
I had the same shit.
Let's go to Kevin in Minnesota. Kevin!
What's up, boys?
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, man.
What's up, Jimmy's replacement?
It's Bill Burr, everyone. we haven't introduced Bill
What's
today.
up, man? How you doing?
It's Bill Burr. Let me give you one thing about Bill Burr. His half-hour comedy special is on HBO tonight at midnight. I'm hearing really good things about Bill Burr's comedy special.
Yeah, it's called Jimmy's Replacement One Night Stand on HBO.
Check it out tonight at midnight on HBO, and then it's going to run a bunch after that, I'm sure.
And Bill getting raves for his job yesterday, sitting in.
Awesome.
Absolutely. I read a lot and getting rave reviews.
Very good. Kevin, what do you have for the show?
Well, I was kind of wondering what your ex-old lady, which kind of sounds like a bitch personally, but what did she do while you were at work earning an income while she was sitting there stroking her 5 pussies?
Well, let me tell you, up in Ashland, Mass., she did work. She was, I guess she worked at a Paisano's when we first got there. And then...
It depends how far he wants to go with this.
See, I didn't realize she had such a huge leg to stand on.
Well, that was, bringing in the Paisano's money. And then there was...
this is while we were becoming, I got to say it again, rock and roll radio stars.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Then the job, she got the job at the liquor store, which, wow. Like putting a pedophile in charge of a nursery. That was Wowie kazowie.
But at least she drove herself to work, so that was a good thing.
No,
at least she didn't have to worry about that.
Well, that would have been a good thing. She never got a license. She never got a license to drive.
Yeah.
So what I had to deal with was driving her everywhere. Everywhere she had to go, I had to drive.
She's just bitching the whole time.
There was a lot of that. Yes, a lot of the arguments and I would drive her to work and then have to drive me to work, and then she would get off of work before I did because I worked till 7. When she'd get off of work, what she would do is grab one of those boxes of wine and bring it to her mom's house, which was less than a half mile from the liquor store. Now I would have to, instead of just getting done with my day and driving home, having my slippers and pipe waiting for me, I would have to drive to the mother's house,
which was kind of far.
It wasn't that far, but it was out of the way. I had to pass my house.
It was far enough to be a hassle after a while.
I had to pass my house in order to get to her house, which I didn't want to do after work. It's 7 o'clock at night. I just wanted to, go home, wind down, or maybe stop at Green Acres over there in Ashland and down a few drinks or something like that. But I had to go to the mother's house, where they would both sit now, and it wasn't a immediately leave thing. Now I had to sit in the basement with her and her mother as they watched videos of that day's General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, and Friends. So now I'm sitting on the couch.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, until 10, from 7 to like 10.
I'm just picturing your whole posture, like your head down, shoulders slumped.
Dude, it was a nightmare. And this was every night. So then it would be like 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. I caught up on General Hospital and Days of Our Lives and Friends. And they would just get sauced on the wine, the box of wine. And I would get tanked on my Jack and Coke or Captain Morgan and Coke. And then hop in the car and drive.
So what would you do? Were you trying to be like the friend here, going?
He lived it.
Gently nudge him to like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I was just the friend that dragged him out of there. I don't know. We had fun at work and stuff.
At work, like I said, work was such a pisser that I don't even think he knew what was going on because we'd go out. Our outings were just classic when we would go.
Yeah.
Like, it would be, Opie go, hey, Aunt, let's go to, what was that place called? Mother Anna's?
Mother Anna's, sure.
In the North End. We go, hey, let's go to Mother Anna's for dinner tonight. All right. Jen, we're going to Mother Anna's with Opie, Sandy, and Jay from Framingham. All right. Oh, Mom wants to go. What? Mom wants to go. Yeah, but it's just kind of
his mother-in-law had to go
hanging out
thing.
But
we want to have fun.
But we just want to have fun.
She had to go pretty much everywhere we went.
Yeah.
She was cool to a point, but
they really enjoyed the drinking. So it kind of got a little. We'd all be in the middle of like having a good time, and her mother would out of nowhere just go, "I want to go home." And we'd be like,
right as the stripper's coming out of the cake. Blow out the candles for a second.
I want to go home. So now, we're in Boston, and she lives in Ashland. So now I got to hop in the car and drive back to Ashland. And
right when it was getting good.
Right when, we were hanging. It's getting fun. And
we're all buzzed, and now the comedy is really flowing. We're all laughing our asses off.
Unbelievable. And that, God rest her soul, by the way, for those of you that don't know, Judy passed in
a few months ago.
July. And, she was fun. She was a lot of fun. I mean, she was definitely a pisser. But, as a mother-in-law type thing.
Judy's now with Chester.
That's right.
And she always wanted that, so.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
But it was a hell of a lifestyle I was leading there. During the radio show, during our appearances out, it was just a friggin' night. We would, oh my God, remember the Kahlua girls and we're doing shots and girls are inviting us to go skinny dipping. These Kahlua girls. You ever see these liquor girls, promo girls?
Oh,
they walk around like
the Budweiser
the Budweiser girls and the Kahlua girls were dressed in like these little tight skirts and stuff, and they're like, God, why? We're all getting hammered together.
We're both
We're getting paid like I guess $100 a night to be there.
We were both assholes because we were both in shaky relationships, to say the least. But we're good guys. And we're doing this appearance, and we're like becoming rock stars. And these young Kahlua girls are just hammered, and we're doing shots with them. And all of a sudden, they're like, "You guys want to go skinny dipping?"
This one Kahlua girl comes up to me. She comes up to me, and she's got pigtails and braces. And she goes, "I really like you." And she's like grabbing me. And she goes, "We're all going skinny dipping at the lake," because we're really close to the lake. "And I want you to come with me." I've got to go home to the cats and the garbage and the vacuum and the box of wine and friends and General Hospital. No, I can't go skinny dipping with you.
We were the worst. We would end up driving home pretty much crying to each other.
I'd be steering with my rod.
Right.
Yeah, that was a great gig, Opie.
We're like, do you realize what we just said no to?
Oh, how many times I wanted to throw that in her face during one of those things. It's like, why don't you take the garbage? Do you know what I'm offered? Do you know what I'm offered when we do those fucking bar gigs?
I could be fucking a girl with pigtails and
braces.
A Jäger
That's
girl.
old enough to drink. Barely.
Yeah.
That's funny, the spaghetti thing. My mother one time, my dad was, she just finally couldn't take it anymore. She was feeding my baby sister a bowl of Apple Jacks, and she finally just took...
You always remember the food.
Didn't throw the bowl. Just went like this, and the milk and the Apple Jacks went flying. My dad has like a cowlick, too, in the front, so it was perfect. Glanced off his head. It looked like the Kennedy assassination. Glances off his head and just sprayed across the wall behind it, dude. It was great. There was all this milk and Apple Jacks, and there was fucking silence like, oh, my God, she finally fought back. And my dad didn't know what to do. He's got, like, cereal in the front of his fucking hair. And he just walked out. And all of us are going like, that's what you gotta do, Mom. Anytime he does it, you just take a bowl of cereal, you fucking throw it in his face.
Oh, is that funny? Did it maintain its bowl-like shape for a few seconds?
Oh, yeah, but
before it struck him.
Oh, it was great.
Like slow motion. You could kind of see it coming.
Oh,
God,
yeah,
that is fantastic.
Back and to the left.
Oh, that is great.
Oh, but then of course the relationship went after that, like within 10 seconds, she's cleaning it up,
right,
washing the wall, and then it goes right back to everything.
Yeah, where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Got thrown out of whack for a second, but
yeah.
Oh, that is great.
He regains his footing with his milk-soaked hair.
He probably knew he couldn't fight back because you can't be very tough with Apple Jacks in your hair and the milk.
Let's go to Michigan and say hi to John.
Great.
John, what's going on?
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, man.
Hey, I wanted to ask Anthony, when his wife took all his money out of the bank and they got divorced, whatever she'd go on to do, did she ever go on and get married or anything like that? And is he in like spite of her?
No, I don't know. I don't know much of anything she's doing. I do know that the money that I've earned doing radio has bought her a house. I know she has a house,
and she finally got her driver's license, and so she's.
Oh, did she?
No.
Oh, you don't know?
No, that was a joke.
Oh,
she didn't.
Yeah. Oh.
I was going to say, so I didn't care what you did.
I don't have to buy the car.
No, because after...
Good.
Well, then she was, like, just taking public transportation and stuff and buses.
Yeah. Well, there was something that went on, like, when she was a teen or something. She got in a car and went to drive it and, like, came out of a parking lot and went right into a tree. So, like, ever since then, she just figured she wouldn't get a license, so... Yeah, I had to drive her everywhere. Nightmare.
All right, we should take a break.
Oh.
Wow.
That was therapeutic.
Yes.
That was weird. That's not how we were going to start the show. That's why you got to listen to this show every day.
You never know.
We don't even know what we're doing on a daily basis.
You think that was written on one of these papers that are in front of us?
Hell
of course
no.
Not.
All right, it's the Opie and Anthony Show. Bill Burr sitting in for Jim Norton once again today. Very funny guy. He's got his half-hour comedy special tonight on HBO at midnight. Make sure you check it out. All right, I guess we'll break and we'll figure out what we do next. How's that?
Sure.
Little Stephen Lynch song because it's appropriate, and then the War of the Kumias thing that Steve put together.
Right.
We got a lot more comedy right here, so stay there.
Hush, little girl, sweet baby, don't cry tonight. Daddy is here and he'll sing you a soft lullaby tonight. Why can't it all be like it was before? How can I explain why Mommy's not here anymore? 'Cause Daddy likes porno and $10 whores. Daddy gets wasted and robs liquor stores. Daddy likes rubbing against little boys on the bus. I think that's why your mommy left us. Bob. Hush, little girl, there is no reason to fret tonight. Don't mind the smoke, Daddy just wants to forget. Soon it will all be like it was before. Any minute she will walk through that front door. But Daddy plays poker and drinks lots of beer, and then he wants sex that involves Mommy's rear. Daddy has sores on his naughty parts, oozing with pus. I think that's why your mommy left. Please don't cry. I swear I'll try to be here by your side. Right after Daddy gets home from the bar, he visits his bookie and steals a new car. He'll drive to the strip club, and if Daddy plays his cards right, he'll bring home your new mommy tonight. La-di-di, 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 la-di-di,
From O&A Pictures comes a true story of one man's pain.
It does hurt.
And a family torn apart.
And it makes you feel really funny right after it happens.
The War of the Kumias.
I had the yelling parents, too, growing up until they got divorced. And it was just, you know. And then you'd see, like, the old man would take the plate full of spaghetti and throw it, and it would hit, like, the wall next to the phone. And you're sitting there horrified watching the spaghetti slowly go down the wall. Oh, and a horrified kid.
Did Dad actually leave after the fights?
Yeah, a lot of times, sure. And then, you know, you'd be able to go to sleep because the yelling would stop. First, Mom would have to wind down a little. You know, even after Dad left, she's still going.
Eat that shit like I need a fucking hole in the
I'm
head.
trying to sleep. He's gone.
Son of a bitch.
Shut up.
Come in here.
Shut up.
That way is that.
Oh, God, he's been gone a half hour.
When would he come back? The next day?
Yeah, like the next day. You know, they'd be sitting down watching, like, Ronan Martin's laughing. Everything was fine. You know, and then out of nowhere, you'd hear the rumbling. You'd be in bed, and you'd hear, like... And then you hear from the kids' room. Can't you two just shut the fuck up for, like, one night? And then we were pretty young, so, you know, we got, you know, called into the room, and Mom sits down and goes... Me and your father, I want you to know, and I want you to know it has nothing to do with you. We're divorced. Oh, okay. Could I go out and play now? How's this going to change my life? Does this mean I don't have to listen to... Oh, it does? Okay. So it's a good thing. Great. Well, thank you for staying together for so long and really, like, torturing us. You couldn't have pulled this one, like, 5 years ago?
That fucking asshole.
When maybe we couldn't remember as much and didn't have to listen to the yelling and screaming?
That way is that.
Here's an idea, Pop. There you go. Right back into the Huntington boat ramp. Give that a whirl.
The War of the Kumias.
You gotta figure you're gonna just sit there disgusted having to listen to this crap.
You're checking out the Opie and Anthony program on XM Satellite Radio. The Rolling Stones. We all went to the Rolling Stones show last night at the Meadowlands. We got to get Ben in here and Martini Steve. There was a little problem. I guess we should get into it. Erik is very, very pissed off this morning. Extremely pissed off.
Hey, quickly, Jacob from Jersey is wondering if right when the divorce papers were signed, if I screamed, "Freedom!" after my guts were taken out.
That was a happy day for you.
Yeah.
It was a very happy day.
Certainly was.
So, most of the gang today, very sluggish. Anthony went home and took it easy.
Yeah.
We all went down to the Meadowlands for the Rolling Stones show. And we had to be there at like 5 because we did like a VIP party for XM. They flew in salespeople from all over the country. Supposedly they're all showing up here today.
Yeah, right.
I don't think that's happening.
These guys like to drink, man. Holy.
Hey, Steve! Steve!
Hi, fellas.
What's up, Steve?
How are you?
All I know is
never gets old.
No.
Will and the gang got hammered. But they promised they were going to bring a busload of some of these XM people from around the country over here today to check out the show because they're all big fans of the show. Yeah,
Will definitely make it. He's a trooper.
Yeah, he will.
And hopefully the attractive sales girl will come by, who's got some fans here already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Will could tell some of those stories that he was telling us last night. But
sounds like a good time was had by all.
Great time.
Or, well, maybe not all, but...
It was an unbelievable time. Alanis Morissette warmed up, but no one saw her perform. No one cared.
No one cares about the opening gig anymore?
Well, they have great acts on other parts of the tour. Metallica's opening, the White Stripes, Pearl Jam.
Motley
But
Crue.
Why couldn't we get Metallica
Wow, you
up
get
for the Rolling
yeah.
Stones?
Metallica's doing their hometown gig in San Francisco. What
you get Alanis Morissette?
And out of all the bands that have come out of Jersey and New York, you know, why couldn't they get one of the, like a Bon Jovi or somebody
Good
just
question.
to step up and say, yeah, what the hell, we'll warm up for you guys.
And you got to respect that you're in your 60s and you're not scared to follow Metallica. That's
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
they got nothing to worry. The Stones still play great. I mean, there's
Now, let me tell you something. I love Metallica, but James Hetfield as a front man compared to Mick Jagger, you can't even compare the two. Can't even compare the two.
It's two different things.
Last time I saw Metallica,
Come on.
oh, it was when we saw Metallica.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, with Jim. That's
James
right.
Hetfield, he just seemed like not attached to the audience. You know, he sounded great and all that, but when it came to I don't know, talking to the crowd and all that, he just seemed kind of distant. Like
He's never been a work the crowd kind of guy. It's a stand there and
Yeah, he's got an insert city name here monologue that he does.
Yeah.
right. You know, so Alanis Morissette, I guess, went on. I don't know.
I didn't see her. No one did. I mean, there was like 10 people in the crowd.
No joke, man.
Well, wow.
They were just starting to file in when she started, and then this is the new thing at concerts. Then it's the hour break. An hour between Alanis Morissette and then when the Stones finally hit the stage.
not like that in the old days.
Because you got to drink up, man.
Yeah.
Got to drink up. Got to get your beers in.
They pretty much just changed the equipment over, and then the act would come on, the headliner.
Remember, it used to be like a pit crew when we were growing up?
Yeah.
One band would get off, and the other band would just be pushing the drum sets right off the back of the stage.
The opening band would get japped. They'd have the headline band's equipment all set up, covered with sheets, and then the opening band would have a little spot front stage, and they'd get done, and then the headliner would come on.
Being dwarfed by the drum kit of
Yeah,
the headlining.
huge drum kit, and then there's this little freaking drum set.
Well, you can't cover up the Rolling Stones stage. Oh, my God. It was like 10 stories higher.
Did they have all the walkways and stuff for
Oh, yeah.
Mick?
Oh,
yeah. That guy runs around like a maniac.
Well, that's
still.
what I was going to say. I last time I saw the Stones was 1989, and I'm thinking, come on, they must have lost something since 1989. The new CD's getting really good reviews and stuff, and went last night. I was blown away. Mick Jagger's, what, 62?
62.
He's 62 years old, running around like he's in his 30s, no problem, the whole time. He's just ripped. He's cut. He knows he's cut, too, because a few songs he's pulling up his shirt like he's hot, but he's leaving it up so the girls could check out his ab work. And he's in his 60s.
God damn.
And there was like at least 3 generations in the audience, at least.
Yeah.
There were, there were women walking around and you're like, wow, that's a grandma. There's no mistaking. That woman is a grandma. All the way.
Rolling Stones swear. I love them.
All the way down to girls in their early 20s. You know, it was the whole gamut, man.
Did you have to listen to people's awful stories around you? I saw them in 1972. I blew the original rhythm guitars at the Fillmore. Back when I had teeth.
But completely blown away, man. Completely. It was just a great show. An absolute great show. And I noticed that, anyone else notice the planes were flying over all night long?
Yeah, planes were going right overhead.
I mean, right through, the top of above, obviously, but right, split in the stadium. And you can, you can almost feel what the pilot was saying to, the people on board. The Rolling Stones are, playing right now, if you want to look below.
To your left.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because these things were going right over the stadium, man. One after another. I mean, every single one. Every minute it was another plane flying right overhead.
Yeah, they did the same thing when the Who was playing over there years
really?
ago. Yeah, it's kind of annoying, though.
Right.
You want to listen to a song and...
Mick Jagger's such a showman. I think he knew that was going on because he was kind of pointing up to the planes a few times, almost like I know they're probably telling the people to look down at this point, so he's looking up.
It must suck. You got the middle seat on your way to like Seattle.
Yeah,
like 6 hours. If you look down, there's 60,000 people having the time of their life.
He's just leaning over to Keith, pointing at the plane and going, "I could buy that."
Charlie Watts looked like he's not going to make it.
Yeah.
He's just tapping away on his drums.
Then he had the big casino.
He did, right?
He did. He beat it.
He beat
the big casino, Tony.
He beat
the
big
he had throat cancer. Yeah, he beat it.
Wow.
And Keith Richards still plays great.
Yeah.
How's
he looking these days?
like an alien. He looks like an alien with a wig, basically. And Ron Wood just looks like a gay guy. He's wearing girl shirts and stuff.
Like an old queen.
I don't know what his deal is. I have no clue. Do you know?
Yeah, he's married and has kids.
Yeah, he does.
Holy crap, man! He was wearing girls. What's that one store? Express.
Wasn't it him that his son was going out with the dog?
Nah, that was Bill Wyman.
That was Bill Wyman. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering who it was. His son was going out with the mother of the daughter that Bill Wyman was fucking.
Yeah.
It's just some kind of sordid,
horrific
story. Yeah.
Well, Bill Wyman, I mean, he started dating that girl when she was like 12 or something, some ridiculous thing, and then he married her, and then they were divorced in like 2 years.
Yeah. He decided.
He trades him in at like 19.
Yeah, he decided he didn't need to do this Stones thing anymore.
It was great. It was a Kahlua girl with braces and pigtails.
But it wasn't like seeing, Kiss at the end of their career, where it was like it was almost like kind of a goof to me to see Kiss. The Rolling Stones are still making it happen. And then the stage just kind of lifted up, and they moved the stage completely to the middle of Giant Stadium and did 4 songs out there.
That's something, the mechanics behind stage shows these days.
It was pretty cool, and as it's slowly moving, the crowd is just losing their minds. But
a lot of money.
The parking lot is half of the parking lot is tractor trailers to haul this massive set around. It's amazing. You just don't get you get an idea of how massive this thing is just when you hit the parking lot and you see, just the whole perimeter of the first layer of parking spaces is all semis.
Yeah.
Because the stage set is as high as Giant Stadium is and as wide as what is it, like the first?
It weighs 150 tons. It's the biggest stage ever constructed in rock and roll.
Steve is actually able to land in his seat. He bypassed the parking lot completely and landed his car right in his own seat. No parking problems for Steve.
There weren't. But anyway, Erik is very pissed off.
Yeah, now Erik is pissed.
E-rock.
Now, you would think, when I heard, because right when I walked in, I think it was Ben, said, Erik is really pissed. So I go, okay, the $100,000 thing was a scam.
Right.
Turns out, no. The $100,000 thing is not a scam.
Turns out Erik had one of the best days of his life and one of the worst days of his life, all in the same day.
So I'm thinking,
start out great, ended really, really bad.
You win $100,000. Well, all right, let's quickly cover that. Was it the Post or the Daily News?
Daily News.
You better know. The Daily News had a contest in their paper a few months back. You might remember this because it made the national news. It's some kind of, what was the game called? Do you remember?
Scratch and match.
Scratch and match.
They're still doing it on the front page.
Yeah, there's a new one coming out on Sunday.
It says all new scratch and match.
So what you would do is scratch some numbers off. If they match the numbers, corresponding numbers by some money values, like a lottery ticket, you win that amount. There was a misprint on these scratch and match tickets. So a shitload of people across New York that bought the paper scratched the number and realized, holy shit, I won $100,000.
And they were only supposed to have maybe 4 or 5 winners, right?
Total, yeah.
Total.
Out of the whole contest.
But instead there were hundreds because of the misprint.
Hundreds of winners because they misprinted one of the numbers. So their solution to this whole thing was, okay, write your name, address, all this crap, send it in, and we'll have a drawing
all the
people.
This was after a lot of people lost their shit. Protesting, They all wanted their money.
Well, we saw it on the news, and every story sounded like, I had plans for that money already.
I already spent it.
I spent it. The Daily News, they can't take people's dreams and step all over. Like they were entitled. And it was, I'm sorry, I don't know why. It was all black people that were protesting. Reverend Al came out for them against the Daily News.
Celine Dion.
Screaming. Why? Buy these people, at least buy them a kayak.
Let them touch the paper.
Let them touch the money. They could break through the wall. Get the money from the Daily News. Awful woman. And they figured they would take all the people that thought they won.
The hundreds of people.
Put them in a drawing.
Right.
And pick the money out of the proverbial hat. And whoever won gets $100,000. How many total winners out of the pick out of the hat did they have?
5.
5 total winners. Out of, I don't know how many people were in it. Do you? Do you know how many people entered? It was a lot of pissed off people that thought they won $100,000 entered. 5 people are picked out of this hat that win $100,000. Do you know who one of those people were? Our own Hawk. Erik Nagel was the winner of $100,000.
He won $100,000 yesterday
from the Daily News.
Late in the show, Ben busted into the studio.
Lily White, Erik Nagel. I want to know what the other 4 people are. I want to know if they're white, because I am going to say that it is racially motivated.
So he won $100,000.
Eric's saying, "Shut up till I get my check, asshole."
He gets it today. He gets it today.
Do you? Is it a big giant one?
No, they don't do that.
Where are they presenting it?
It's being it's certified. It's coming to sent to my house.
Going to your house?
For it.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Well, last night he lived at the station, I think. We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, because now I thought when I heard that he was pissed off, I assumed that it was a scam and he didn't win the $100,000. And
no.
I thought he was pissed at that.
It turns out the Daily News came by, took a nice picture of Erik and probably the other winners wherever they live or work.
Where did they take the picture?
Right here in the studio.
In front of the O&A sign, you motherfucker. You're great. Little promotion, too. That's good. And did they do a little quick interview with you about who you are and what you do?
No, there was no interview. They just had the names and they just needed photos. That was it. They're doing some big.
But it isn't
thing
usually
on
Erik who works at blah blah blah.
That will be mentioned. Yeah.
That will be mentioned.
That will be mentioned. Erik from the Opie and Anthony show.
Very good.
And I think the picture's going to be in Sunday's Daily News.
Sunday's Daily News. Everyone picks that one up.
We got to call David Hinckley. David Hinckley would write about this.
Yeah, he'd write about it.
One of our guys wins $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how his day started. And then he went to the Rolling Stones with us, and he was left behind. And he's really mad at everyone, but I could easily defend myself.
You got, from the story I heard, you guys ditched him, is what I'm getting.
We didn't ditch you.
In one of the most obscure places in the tri-state area.
Yeah.
The Meadowlands.
The Meadow.
Here's the deal. I drove to the Stone show.
You drove?
Yeah. It was
your own vehicle.
It was Lindsay and I, Ben, and Erik.
Mm-hmm.
And we did the XM thing, meet and greet, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's drinking, having a good time, eating the hors d'oeuvres, blowing off Alanis Morissette. And it's time to go to our seats. And we have seats all over the place. First of all, I had no idea you weren't sitting in our section.
I had no idea either. When you guys were going in that area where you had those colored bracelets,
right?
They looked at my ticket and said, "No, you're going this way." And you guys were already way down, so I couldn't even say anything to you.
I'm going to start with that.
No, you knew. You knew because you told me before.
I said, I have a side seat, you guys have the floor.
Yeah.
Yes, and they said, but we're all going this way. They
Look at all the bracelets we had to wear yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
I actually had a fourth one, too. There was a fourth one that I had, because you had one for the party and one for the floor. The cops everywhere. The security was.
Well, Erik had like one.
Huh?
You just had like one bracelet.
Well, this is
sit in the back, stupid, written on the side.
Wow.
No, I had a really good seat.
This just in from Yahoo Finance. They found out Erik won $100,000. Hellman's stock up 2 points.
Very good. I thought you were going to pick another product, but you did very good, Anthony. So we were leaving the party. Here's the first mistake you made, Erik, and we'll let you try to defend yourself here. We all went in the elevator together.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
Yes.
What happened to you?
Is this when you got there?
No, after the party, we were way up in the box.
Luxury box.
Way above the stadium, partying and stuff.
Of course you were.
And then there was about 100 of us from XM. We all took the elevators, these massive elevators. I don't know. We had to take like 2 elevators. But Erik was in the elevator with all of us.
Mm-hmm.
We're going down to now find our seats on the floor. Little did we know he wasn't on the floor. I did not know that, okay? And we started walking from the elevator toward our seats. We stopped to wait for you for at least 5 to 10 minutes. At least.
When we got off the elevator and we left, as we're going around the side, that lady, that little old lady who was checking the tickets, she says, "No, you can't go this way."
Oh, boy.
And I said, "Why?" And he goes, "Because you don't have that little band,
one of these
red band thing there."
The wristband guy.
And I go, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "I know we're not sitting together, but they told me we're all going into the same area." "No, you can't go in there. You got to go all the way around the other way." And when I turn around...
Wait, we have audio of you talking to the woman.
Liar, whore, and you know it.
Now, maybe she was pissed because you were yelling at him.
Shut your goddamn pie hole.
So you weren't on the floor?
No.
Okay. So that's what happened, Ben.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me follow you.
We waited for 10 or 15 minutes, like, where is he? So why wouldn't you call us at that time and say that, look, guys, I thought I was on the floor and I'm not on the floor? Because that's the biggest problem here, first of all.
All right, well, when we got the tickets and I looked at it, I said to Ben, I didn't get the bracelet because I had the side stage. And everybody else, I checked with Steve and everybody else had floor seats. So pretty much everyone knew I wasn't sitting with you guys.
I had no idea, to be honest with you. So, but you didn't call anyone.
Because you already knew.
Uh-oh. You had a cell phone. You got cell phone. Everyone's in constant communication.
We got cell phones and BlackBerries.
All right, well, at that point, when I wasn't allowed to continue past that barrier where everybody else was gone and they were already down, I turned around and went the direction that they told me to.
See, at that point, I would have called Ben, Steve, myself, and say, hey, I thought I was with you guys. I'm not. I just want to let you know that. It's definite I couldn't follow you guys.
Yeah, instead of being led off to
because that was the last time. Well, seriously, that was the last time I saw him. That was the last time I saw him. But we had this plan that we were going to leave early, right?
Yeah.
Because it's Giant Stadium. It's a nightmare to leave a concert or a football game, for that matter, and get back into the city.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
And we have to do the radio show. I was thinking, stupid me, I don't want to be out till 1:30 in the morning because I'm stuck in, crazy traffic.
So you ditched him.
Well, no, I didn't ditch him originally.
Hold on. Here's the deal. He didn't call you to tell you where he was and needing the ride. Did you bother calling him and saying, Erik, where are you?
Ben called.
A few times.
Ben called twice as we were leaving the stadium.
I got one message from Ben, and all I heard was the Rolling Stones and what sounded something like Ben, because I couldn't hear his voice at all on there.
Who do you think it was? It had to be one of us.
Jumping Jack Flat. Where are you?
You couldn't hear his voice.
Well,
all
we
I heard
had
was the,
we had two plans.
Calling.
We had two plans. The plan was to leave after Sympathy for the Devil or
don't show the list because I'm going to ask him a couple of very tough questions here. Very tough questions
immediately.
So that logically that makes sense. Leave the concert early. We got to beat the traffic out of there,
course.
so we're not stuck for an hour and a half.
I never stay for the
early.
encore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I said that we would start thinking about leaving around 10:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did we also say that we would start leaving after Sympathy for the Devil? Because Ben kind of knew the set list.
I believe so, yeah.
All right, so far 2 for 2, okay? So where were you at 10:30 or after Sympathy for the Devil?
Between gate C and B in the parking lot. Because I didn't know exactly where you had parked, but it was right near where that gate where we came in. So I stood right there looking and waiting.
So you were definitely out of the stadium at 10:30.
I was definitely out there, yes.
Okay, so far so good.
That's one for the defense, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill and Anthony, you could decide
We'll judge.
who's wrong, okay?
I see Erik right now, though. I see him in a different light. He's a fancy person who deserves a ride home.
Anthony, first of all, we did stay for Sympathy for the Devil. Woo, woo! And then we stayed for Jumping Jack Flash, which was right after that. And then Ben, myself, and Lindsay started running during Brown Sugar to get the fuck out of there. Running. Ben's freaking. I finally. Well,
what was the last song they did?
Well, we only missed 2 songs. It turned out. You can't always get what you want, which I would really want to see.
That's a pretty good one to see.
And it's only rock and roll, which is whatever to me.
Yeah.
But just a quick side story. I'm sitting in my seats. I'm going to my seats, and some security guard yells out, "Greg!"
Oh.
And I turn like, "How the fuck you know him?" He goes, "No, I know you're Opie, but I don't want to draw attention to you. I'm a big fan, man."
Thank you.
He goes, "I would do anything for you guys." I'm like, "Really? Well, how about better seats?"
Ooh.
Because we were way back in the floor. And that was me joking. You know how we are. I'm like, "How about better seats?" Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
Let me see what I could do. And I don't think anything of it, and I sit in my seats, right? About a half hour into the concert, he comes by with another big security guard, and he goes, "Come here." And everyone around us thought we were getting kicked out. Like, uh-oh, what did they do wrong? This guy got me up to the 40th row. I was right there. Like, my seats were amazing for the second half of the concert. But knowing that we all had to meet, after Sympathy for the Devil, I started making my way back to the, back of the floor to find Ben. That's the only person because at this point I still haven't seen Erik. I assumed he was still in our section. I grabbed Ben. Ben sees me immediately. He's like, "Dudes, we got to get the fuck out of here." So that's when we started running during, I guess, Brown Sugar. As we're running out, I'm like, "What about Erik? Have you seen him?" Ben goes, "No, haven't seen him since the party." I'm like, "Give him a call at least, okay? See where he's at." He definitely called you.
I know he did it. I couldn't hear his message because all I heard was the
Why
Stones.
didn't you call us back?
He didn't pick up. You didn't pick up. I even text messaged him. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
No, I got messages from you when I woke up this morning. No, my phone. No, stop. You did not call my phone.
I'll show you the phone.
Liar, whore, and you know it.
My phone was on the whole time.
Uh-oh. What is he doing? What are you calling now?
I just like the visual of them running.
Just running away.
You have to, though. If you've ever been stuck in that traffic, you're 2 hours in.
Forever.
Giant Stadium is ruthless.
Giant Stadium is brutal. There's only a few roads out, And so we run into the parking lot. Now, when we arrived at Giant Stadium very early, around...
So didn't that affect your decision?
What?
Knowing how bad the traffic was, to leave one of the members of your platoon behind?
Right. Yeah.
Willem Dafoe. But it wasn't like fucking knees in the parking lot.
But it wasn't like it was Anthony or...
helicopter leaving.
It wasn't like it was Anthony or Jim Norton, though,
Oh. Eric's on his knees, both hands outstretched.
Yeah. I don't have to kiss
How
his ass.
concerned?
I don't have to kiss his ass. I got my own money.
How long was the conversation?
Right. How long did the conversation
last? You
last?
put it into drive. You guys seen Erik?
No, well, I
thought he's with you.
I'm getting there, but there is another side thing. We get there at 5 o'clock. It's Giant Stadium. The parking lot is pretty empty. So instead of going, "Oh, we're at D3, we're like, "Oh, we know where we parked," and we just run into the stadium, okay? We kind of get a visual like, okay, that thing over there, oh, and that light pole. Okay, fine. So Ben and I and Lindsay, we run out during Brown Sugar. Now we're like, we got to get to the fucking car. Ben's like, "Dude, there's 10 minutes left. There's 2 songs left. I'm telling you, this place is going to clear out at any moment." Also, we run out to this completely filled parking lot. It looks completely different. We all start looking around, and I wasn't drinking last night, and I'm like, holy shit, where do we park? Had no fucking clue.
Oh, no.
So as I said, where do we park? I had my direction I thought I was in. Ben's like, "It's over there." Lindsay's like, "It's over there." Everyone is pointing in a different direction. And now the panic is setting in because this thing is letting out at any second. There were 70,000 people there.
Mix on stage. You want to hear one more? We got time for one more.
And we're just like scratching our head, running around the parking lot. Where the fuck is the car? It was like a game.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Good night. No!
New Jersey rocks.
Right. And it even got to the point, and that's where you're so wrong, Erik. The fireworks were going off because I guess they do that during the last song or whatever. And we still didn't find the car. We had no dude, we were running in all directions.
One more time for Charlie Wolf.
No! So it's kind of dark out there. We're in 3 different sections. And I'm hitting my thing, like, praying that also I'm just going to see, like, headlights.
Yeah, you need longer range on those things.
Yeah.
With the lights going.
So we kind of lucked out. All of a sudden, I beeped, and I was only a couple rows away, and I start screaming, over here! And then they start running toward my voice. You were not at my car.
I know I wasn't at your car. I said I wasn't at your car.
So you didn't know where the car was?
Neither did you. I just knew where the gate was where we came in.
Why aren't you calling us at that point?
He was hoping to meet with people and not just find the car yourself. You were going to meet them somewhere because you didn't know where the car was.
I went to the area that I knew it was in. I didn't know exactly where in that area.
You didn't hear us screaming? We were losing our minds. We're like, screaming.
Freaking out.
And like an
we
idiot.
were freaking out. And we covered so much area, it's not even funny.
Like, and we were all separate. We were all
circled
separate
around
on phones finding each other.
Dude, I had to run after I was in the parking lot, easily a quarter-mile circle. Easily. Just ran like this all the way around and lucked out. So finally, something started to make sense to me.
And as you're running, at any point, do you have any concern for Erik?
We called them during Brown Sugar.
We did have concern, and
Scale
then when we
of 1
did,
to 10.
well, wait a second. When we got in the car, the thing was he's going to be fine. There was an XM bus coming back to the city. There was plenty of room on the XM bus.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there's another mode of transportation
for all the XM people. They were going back to the Hudson Hotel.
Dude, there was 100 people from XM.
Hold on, Erik. Did you know about this bus?
Yes, I knew about.
Okay, Erik did know about the bus.
Did you come over in the bus?
No, I came with Opie.
In the cut. Wow.
Came with Opie.
You're a dick.
Came with Opie.
I'm just saying,
I'm looking good so far. Come on.
Knew about the bus, but he did come with Opie.
Yes.
All right. That'll weigh in the decision.
So you were in the parking lot somewhere.
Yeah.
And you called Ben.
When I got his in the message I couldn't hear, I called him. I even texted him. I said, "When are you guys leaving? Where are you?"
But that phone, that's that temporary crap phone, and I had the BlackBerry number, which is a Washington number, which is the temporary number that I have. Well, the other phone gets fixed.
So now
I wasn't aware of.
Ben wasn't prepared,
right,
technologically,
right,
for the phone call.
There's a technical glitch in Ben's
Opie wasn't aware
equipment.
where they parked. I'm seeing a lot of negligence on the prosecution's
I'm seeing
part.
negligence also. Right? Did you, when you got into your car to finally leave, Opie?
Right.
Right before you shut the door.
Right.
Did you stand up on the bottom of the door and look around a little bit?
The fireworks were already going.
I see no
Opie,
concern.
how many concerts have you been to in your life?
Oh, my God, hundreds.
How many times have you been to the mall?
Hundreds.
A bunch of times. Now, isn't one of the things you learn as a youth, the first time you get lost, to always remember where you parked?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was negligence on your part.
Yeah.
Negligence on his part. He didn't know where we parked. And there was the bus. That's why we went to
You know what?
Yeah, the bus thing really is
Right. I see a group negligence, but you got to accept responsibility as the guy that drove is the leader. You are the one that leaves the car and goes, look, we're at Goofy 5. We're at Mickey 8. You got to let people know so there isn't any confusion.
And there's always other modes of transportation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I guess technically, in
a
your
bus.
world, you can always leave somebody behind.
There's an XM bus. There's ways to get back.
A Learjet.
We found the car. The fireworks were going off. And Ben goes, hurry, hurry, hurry. We backed out and peeled out.
Flew. I mean, Opie drove out really fast and we were flying. But
you guys would make some great Army Rangers, man. Never leave anyone behind. Fuck them. The Iraqis will pick them up.
I'm the first person to leave someone at a concert.
The POW flag is a silhouette of his head. Eric's head just looking.
So we pull. We're gone. We're gone. My phone didn't ring all the way to the city.
Is there any conversations about Erik?
Yeah, on the ride home, was there a wow?
I said, don't worry, he'll get on the bus. Or I didn't know Steve had already left. Steve lives right by the metal. And you got the XM bus, you got the New Jersey Transit, and then there's always limo drivers. You want $100,000?
Yeah, you want $100,000.
You can get a limo easily after a concert there.
A little resentment by other friends.
I'm seeing that
also.
Money's won. The guy wins $100,000 and they ditch him. All right. Well, I want to know
when
about
did you know
the
we
bus.
were gone?
11:15, and I'm standing by the exit gate where all the cars are going out, and I realized they're gone. I got to go try to find that bus.
11:15. You know what I was doing? I swear to you, at 11:15, I was already asleep.
We were back in Manhattan.
I was
him standing at the gate, hoping to see Opie's car drive by, and Opie in bed snoring.
No joke, dude. No joke. I ran home, I didn't even brush my teeth. Nothing. I was in a nice room filled with AC, all comfy.
Eric's still leaving pathetic messages.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't see you.
Where are you guys? Are you still getting out? Are you still getting out of the place? Caught in the traffic?
I'm on the northeast side.
Right. I was in La La Land. I was in deep sleep because it was a long day. I was tired. I'm not kidding. I was out cold by 11:15 because we made it to the city in 15 minutes.
Nothing. We were back so fast.
Yeah, that would
I'd have
explain
to say that the thought there's other modes of transportation is a euphemism for fuck 'em.
Right. That is so
what
fuck 'em.
happened.
Now, I want to know about the bus. Now, the bus was
all right. So now
an XM bus.
You didn't realize we left you until 11:15. That's crazy.
Because
you knew we wanted to get out of there by 10:30. We were even late leaving at that point.
Because you wouldn't think that friends of yours would do such a thing.
Right. They couldn't possibly have left without me.
You must have panicked.
Let someone else promote your HBO show. I'm done.
He's getting attacked. He's the guy who's left. You're blaming the victim.
Right.
What were you wearing, you fucking whore?
We can never be happy for
you
anyone.
rode over together. You left the guy. You fucked him.
I think subconsciously we can never be happy for anyone on this show, and the fucking guy won 100,000 yesterday, so we had to
He wasn't wearing the right wristband. He was asking for it.
You must have been in full panic mode, Eric, because I've got 3 calls on my phones from you around 11:15, 11:16.
I have 4 calls from you when I woke up this morning, so I don't know. Maybe something was going on with my phone. Ben knows my phone did not ring. No. From Brown Sugar all the way home. I'm telling you. And then there's one text message. So I see text message and it says from Erik, and I'm like, oof.
It's all going to be written in capital letters. You fucking fuck.
That's exactly what it was. So I hit read, and I'm like, and my eyes are closed, and I open them up, and it's like, all it says is, thanks a lot, bro.
Oh, no. You wrote bro.
All in big fuck you letters,
he was in concert speak.
Right.
Yeah. Fuck you, bro.
Thanks a lot, bro.
And you can tell that the bro was typed out really hard. B-R-O.
All in capitals.
All in capitals. And I'm like, ooh, this is going to be an ugly
I think that bro was sarcastic.
So at 11:15, you're watching the parking lot empty?
Yeah, and at that point, I started calling Steve, because I figured, all right, Steve probably didn't leave early, because he's not that far from there. Maybe Steve's still stuck in the parking lot. I can find Steve.
By the way, for the rest
of
the
country, in the parking lot, he actually looked up and saw. There he goes.
See, Steve
types another message. Thanks
a
lot.
Wow. Steve stayed all the way through the fireworks, the encores, and the goodbyes and the thank yous, because he doesn't have to wait in traffic with that hybrid.
No,
he flew over everybody.
Right over. Mick pointed at his car. It was great. But look at that little thing.
It's the future.
But for the rest of the country, just so you know, Giant Stadium is in the middle of nowhere.
It's a swamp.
It's in the middle of a swamp. It's not a lot of these stadiums in other cities. You can walk a little bit and you find maybe a taxi or something, but not this case. You don't want to be left in the swamp.
No.
So 11:15, you realize we're gone. You're calling Steve. Gone. So what happens?
No response from Steve. So I said, fuck, I better try to find that XM bus. So I go running over. Buses are gone.
Buses are gone?
Buses are gone.
Don't you have Will's number?
No, I don't.
You don't have any of those
buses
numbers?
were gone. They moved. They cleared that whole area for this big wraparound line that went almost around the entire stadium for the buses for the
New Jersey
Transit Authority.
Oh my God!
So that's where I wound up standing in line waiting to get a bus to get.
Wait
back
a second.
To New York.
Wait a second. You said this morning the bus was full.
Right.
The XM bus was full.
Oh, wait, the guys won in. Come on in,
guys. Come on in, non-winners of $100,000.
What do you got to say, Danny?
No, I was just going to agree with Ben. He did say this morning that he didn't get on the bus because the bus was full.
All right.
Not that the bus had left, but the bus was full.
This is now getting shaky on your part. The defense is falling apart.
No, but we need you need to examine him as a character witness.
That's
true. He's
well,
also extremely jealous right now.
Yeah.
However, and also
willing to sell him down the river.
I would seriously doubt with the money that XM spent and these high-profile clients that came in from all over the country, they would leave that fast, and everybody would have gotten back to the bus because people are buying T-shirts and stopped at the retail.
Objection, speculation. On the prosecution.
Throw it out. Don't acknowledge his testimony now. Throw it out.
So you never saw the XM bus?
No, I didn't see them.
You're saying you never saw it,
but you told people that
it was full.
Because my name wasn't on the list.
What?
Wait, what?
This is falling apart quickly.
Yeah, there's something else to this story. There's something
Wait a
else
minute.
that was going on.
Did
is all
you
I'm gonna say.
see the bus at all
No.
last night?
Didn't see that bus
And
at
you
all.
didn't see anyone from XM.
When I
Anyone
left, no.
from that party? There was 100
Dude.
people at that party.
No, the sales. I was sitting where all the sales staff and their
So
clients
you
were.
were
I had left before they did.
I want to get more into this the bus was full statement you made this morning.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying that about?
Yesterday, when I got the instructions for getting my ticket and how to get to the stadium, they said, "Do you need to go on the bus? Because the bus is going to be full. I'll put your name." No, I'm going with Opie.
Oh, so you were speculating that the XM bus would be full on the way back also. So you didn't even use that as an option.
No, because I was supposedly going home with Opie. And then when I realized maybe I could still try to catch the bus, there were no buses.
Mm-hmm. How did you get home?
Waited online to get a bus to the Port Authority.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Oh, my. Let me ask you this. What's the worst thing you said as you were standing there muttering to yourself?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
What's the worst thing that you said?
Oh, I don't know. I was so...
I bet it was really bad and really personal
Yeah,
and about Opie and Ben.
Wishing some sort of disease.
Right.
Here's the other thing, though. You just won 100 grand yesterday.
Cancer of the ass, that fuck.
How long did it take to get a bus?
I waited almost an hour and 20 minutes till I got to the bus.
Oh, my God. And that's a long hour and 20.
Oh, yeah.
That is a long... That isn't hanging out with a hot chick hour and 20. That isn't watching a good movie hour and 20. That is just looking at your watch every 3 minutes.
That's humid meadowland swamp air, and it... Ugh.
Oh,
day would end like that.
Right.
You win 100 grand, you got wristbands for the Stones, and the end of the day, you're
nice
standing in a
VIP
swamp
party.
with the common people,
Alone
waiting for the
muttering.
New Jersey Transit, typing text
muttering.
messages to people who you thought were your friends.
I got to be honest with you. I got to be honest. I can look anyone in the eye, no problem, even when it gets a little tough. And Eric's been with us a year now. I'm having a tough time looking at him this morning.
You guys fucked
for
him.
the first time.
Well,
You fucked him.
It gets
So
worse.
all right, so you waited an hour and a half or hour and 20 minutes for a Port Authority bus.
Now, you live in Brooklyn.
What time was it when you got on the bus? Knowing that...
it had to be well after 1 a.m.
Oh, my God. I was already asleep for a solid 2 hours. A solid
Did you at
2
least get to
hours.
sit down on the bus, or were you standing in the aisle?
I sat down.
Oh,
Wait,
God, this
wait,
is awful.
Before we move on, Crazy Adam says there's a hole in Eric's defense. Crazy Adam.
Hey, if Ben has a different phone, doesn't the caller ID show the number? Why couldn't you call the caller ID back?
No, it's a... Wait, you said
what
your
he's
BlackBerry's
saying.
a different number, right?
The BlackBerry's a Washington number.
Washington number.
Yeah, but a number's a number, man. I mean, still
So
possible.
Eric could have just called that number back,
I don't
whatever
have
it
that
was.
number. I have his New York number.
But did the number show up on your phone
When Ben did call
when
you.
Ben called you?
And did you really call my phone?
Yes, I called your phone.
Starting at
Plus,
10:30?
it's a D.C. area code. You probably think
It
it's
was
some
later than
whore you
10:30
banged
when I
down there in a promotion.
I think the forensic guys there should take a look at his phone. Check
We
the
need
call
the phone
list.
records. Yeah.
We should have that guy from A&E do the narration.
You know what?
of this.
Yeah, this horrible tragedy.
You know what? Here's the deal.
1 a.m.
I did not bring...
Stranded at the Meadowlands.
I did not bring my phone in. Did you leave messages? There were some hang-ups.
Yeah,
I had
there
4
were
voicemails. 3 were hang-ups. No, 1 was from Ben because he left something in my car. 2 were hang-ups. And 1 was finally you just saying, thanks a lot. Or something like that. So, I don't have my phone on me. I could call my house and we could get to the bottom of it when those calls came in.
Okay.
All right, and I'll be completely honest. Okay. But I'm telling you, the phone did not ring from 10:30 when we started leaving, all the way until I dropped Ben off and went home.
There are people waiting for buses that aren't there. Why are they waiting for these buses?
But I will...
You go to the concert with 3 friends, you leave with 2.
Nothing. I don't want to talk about it, Larry. It's awful. This poor man was standing there, and no one would pick him up. The bus was full. He'll do right. Thanks a lot, bro.
We got E-Rock's Mind checking in. E-Rock's Mind, what's up?
Worst thing I was thinking that night, it wasn't my pals. It was that fucking meal ticket comment. She was just pulling those strings.
Oh, the paycheck. The paycheck left you there, my friend.
You know what? That might have played into a little bit.
Oh, boy.
A seedy story of resentment.
Resentment?
Laying itself out in
All
a
right.
swamp in New Jersey.
So 11:15, you realize. So what time did you get on the bus? 1:15, right?
I couldn't tell you. I know it was well after 1 a.m.
1:15, while Opie slept at home, Erik was just getting on a bus. What time would he get home? How would he get home? Stay tuned. We'll be back after these words. So that is the music. Very good, Derek.
Very creepy. All right, so you're on a Port Authority bus back to Manhattan?
Yeah.
Which sucks because you live in Brooklyn. So you got to go all the way back to Manhattan and then take a what?
Now, what happens? The Jersey buses don't take you home to your house in Brooklyn.
No, so I get off at the Port Authority. Then I got to go downstairs and around this other area because they're cleaning, so they block that off to go to where the taxi line is.
Uh-huh.
All the cabs that are waiting there, going to Jersey, going to Jersey, going to Jersey. No. So I'm in this now another line waiting to get a taxi to try to get back to Brooklyn.
But
I get tapped. I turn around. It's Stalker Patty.
Hi! What is Stalker Patty doing out in the middle of the night?
Her and a few other people were coming back from some gambling junket in Atlantic City.
Oh, she's hooked.
So she's like, "What are you doing here?" Waiting for a cab. Oh, it was nice to see you. And then she left. So
she will pop up everywhere.
It's really creepy.
It's not like it's a small town. This is New York City. And she pops up everywhere.
I finally had to tell her to stop following me on the subway because she was doing that for a while.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. When I was still commuting back to Long Island. She would just happen to be on my subway, and after the third time of her saying, "Wow, what a coincidence." I'm like, Patty, I know what you're doing. Stop. Please stop.
Erik, you could hop on the jitney. I'm sure the jitney will take you there. How is she going to Atlantic City every goddamn weekend on weekdays? She was getting back from an Atlantic City junket on a Thursday.
Some slot machine tournament.
Get her on the
God.
phone. We got to hear about the slot machine
The
tournament.
World Series of Losers.
Tournament, like she got a headband on, like there's something,
Yeah.
something fucking athletic about it.
Yeah, what kind of tournament is the machines are doing the work?
I don't like this bucket. I don't like it. It's not...
Warm-ups are just cracking your knuckles a lot, getting ready. All right, so what happens? You're on this line for a cab back to Brooklyn. What time is it?
It's now 2 a.m.
It's 2 in the morning.
We got to be here at, 5:30?
Just give us one soundbite of something that you said about either one of these two creeps who just left you there.
Honestly, I said they're sitting in that car laughing that I'm still out here. I figured they did it intentionally because they've done it a few other places. But I never thought they would do it in here.
We did it where?
He tried doing it to me in Washington Station.
Well,
when I went into the bathroom.
What he wanted to do to you in Washington would have been really bad because Ope wanted to report your bags. You went in the bathroom. Remember this? This is when we first went to Washington.
Oh, yeah.
You were going to say that you saw those bags unattended.
Oh, yeah,
there's a history of this.
Yeah, but then,
wow.
but we all decided that was a bad call.
Very bad. No, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
But we did. I think didn't we ditch you at the?
He was
sure
ditched
you
once
did,
before.
We didn't ditch you
yes,
ever.
we ditched him somewhere.
Where?
I'm remembering. It's like, where's
Where?
Erik? We ditched him.
Where?
I think it was at the train station in Washington.
Was it a car or a limo or something? Was it the X Games? I can't remember where it was, but there was some point where we were like, where's Erik? Fuck him. I remember that was said.
Patty's on the phone, by the way.
I know. We'll get to Patty in a second. So,
Cha-ching.
so now it's after 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be. Why didn't you just come back to the station at that point? You have to be here at 5:30 in the morning.
I was fed up, so I
sleep
took
here.
a cab back, slept, took a shower, slept, and then came back here to work.
How much did that whole trip cost you to come back?
$45.
$45.
Yeah.
Bag of shells, right?
You
Right,
still
my
have-
friend?
You still
Not
have
yet.
$99,955.
That's right. Don't worry about it. You don't have $100,000 anymore. 45 bucks back.
And 5 hours of your life that you'll never
So
get
what
back.
did you do? Sleep an hour?
I think so, like hour and a half, got up and then
Because I
came
gotta
to work.
tell you, man, after sleeping 6 hours, I feel a little tired today.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just a little tired. I usually get 8, but I got 6, so I'm a little groggy today.
My heart pulls for you.
I know, for a guy who won $100,000 went to the Stones last night. He doesn't
I
look that
know.
happy, does he?
He's miserable. That's $100,000. I'd have been walking home whistling Zippity Doo-Dah. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you won $100,000. You got to see the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
You know, not a bad day.
How much did the ticket cost you to see the Stones?
Nothing.
Exactly.
As much as we
Freebie.
As much as we fucked him, I think there's more to the story that you're not telling. That's
Yeah,
all.
there's something going
There's something else that was going on that might have distracted you.
Any girls involved in this story that we don't know about?
No.
No?
Nope.
Come on, you're feeling good. You made some money. You want to be a big shot.
No.
You pull out your wad.
Big shot. No?
No. I had a great seat. The
He has
concert
no
was
money
great.
there, so he has to pull out his scratch and match ticket. I won. Trying to get the girls to go with
Didn't the
him.
Daily News
Right?
give you a T-shirt to wear?
I won.
We got
Scratch
another
and match.
winner.
No.
I am the winner.
Who's the winner? Right away.
Ladies.
One at a time.
All right, let's say hi to Matt in New Jersey. Matt, what's going on today?
Hey guys,
Hey.
I was just calling in to tell you, Erik, let this die. If you would have made Opie late this morning or had him sleeping late, you know how pissed off you would be for the rest of the day? Just let it die and count your thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it's one of those sucks to be you type of things.
All right, why don't you let the listeners be the jury?
Yeah, Jeremy, what's up?
How you doing, guys?
man.
Why should we care? Why couldn't, like, Scrooge McDuck here spend $75, rent himself a car service, and be home in 45 minutes?
Exactly.
Oh, that's a heartless jury. That's 2 for the prosecution.
Yeah. Do you know you could have just called the numbers you hear all the time, 777-7777, one of those, and you could have gotten a town car to pick you up, drive you from there to your door for probably a little bit more than you wound up spending anyway.
Not only that, I mean, there's plenty of cars going back. I've gone and just asked people, hey, you going back to Manhattan? Can I give you $20 or whatever? People do
you
that
just
all
go
the
up
time.
to the windows of the cars and go, hey, take me back there. I'll throw you some money. Yes, my friend. They take you right back.
But that's a whole other side. You're just saying what he should do after they fucked him.
After they fuck him. Well,
it's like, yeah,
you've already been fucked.
Don't take a shower. Wait till the police examine your privates.
Exactly.
That's what you're saying.
You gotta get the rape kit.
The guy got raped. You got fucking
pull out
raped
the
in a
rape
swamp.
kit and take some swabs.
Yeah, I mean you're spinning this off into another.
I
We're
know.
talking about the initial.
Right.
fuck over.
I'm at the point where you're like, you should go to therapy. You should try to work out. But
What a roller coaster of a day for the guy, though, man. Holy crap.
Chuck?
Let's, you want to go to some of these phone calls? Let's go to North Carolina. Chuck, what's going on?
I was just wondering if Rosie was on the bus with him.
Hey, this is Erik. He just won money, and his friends fucked him and left him at the concert.
Oh, that horrible movie Rosie did where she played the retard. Did you see that one? It's classic.
Oh, it's great.
His friends left him, and now he's fucked.
That's exactly how she sounded.
Look at his text. He's texting something. Wait a minute. Fuck off, bro.
Matt, Jersey.
Hey, I just noticed that this continues the streak of good luck for the show after Jimmy left, you know? You guys get lesbians, and now Erik wins 100,000. What's next?
That is true.
That is true. We've been on a nice roll, except for the Rolling
Streak
Stones
of luck.
thing.
Well, that was
Oh,
just
so
for
it's not
Erik.
that.
The guy let's weigh out the fucking luck here, people. let's put it on the scales over here. You win $100,000. You had to spend $45 and a couple of hours getting home from the Stones show. I think it evens out somewhere.
Not even evens out. By tomorrow morning when you wake up, when you get a good night's sleep, that'll just be a little nuisance thing. You still got the $100,000.
Most people would be happy just to have a free Rolling Stones ticket. The
Right.
tour's
Right.
completely sold out. You know, so he got screwed going back.
No,
He
many-
won $100,000 on top of it.
How many people
Just, I want
hitched
to
home
point
from
to the
Woodstock,
jury
man?
that the prosecution just admitted
Yeah.
to fucking him over.
I heard that. I heard
he
that.
just admitted.
I really
he got
think
screwed.
Eric's not thankful enough for the fine day he had yesterday.
Motivation.
Look at his face. He's like, I should be thanking you.
You won $100,000. Let's put this on the table. You won
Opie's
$100,000.
establishing motive right now.
Right.
This guy's grateful.
It was a
enough.
wonderful VIP party with free booze and food.
Opie, are you saying you want Erik to say thank you to you?
Yeah.
Opie is kind of right.
At any point, did he go into like some sort of convenience store and you guys hatched this plan? Look at him in there.
Actually,
Getting a Coke. He doesn't look thankful, does he? Son of a bitch wins $100,000.
He should
we
be thanking
need to teach
Anthony.
him
What did
a
I do?
lesson.
He got your tickets. He got your ticket.
No, I
Without.
didn't.
Yes, you did.
Wow.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you
Anthony was offered the tickets.
Yeah, I was.
And he didn't go.
Eric, all I'm asking today is
That could have been me getting fucked.
all I'm asking today is that you thank me. That's all.
Wow.
It was a VIP party, free booze, free food, really nice Rolling Stones
Don't
tickets.
do it. Don't do it, Eric. If you do that, I'll beat you with that fucking microphone.
You had a nice ride to the venue.
You got a free T-shirt, a free program.
Right,
Let him in your head, Eric.
And I just want to add this to the pile. I picked you out of obscurity. When you were just working for a tiny little station in the middle of nowhere in Florida. You've never officially thanked me on the air.
Wow. That's a ballsy move, man.
What do you think?
Can I pick and choose what I can thank you for?
No, you know what? He deserves
one general thank you. That's all.
Oh,
remember when I was coming back from Florida and I met you in the middle of nowhere on a...
Okay, thank you for the career.
I can't believe it. You know what, dude? No, you fucking deserve to be left in a swamp.
This could be my greatest accomplishment ever. Oh, man.
I can't believe I just spent fucking a half hour defending you, and you turn around and do that
Thank
shit?
him.
Who the fuck raised you? That's the most pathetic thing I've ever heard in my life. They left you in a fucking swamp. He doesn't have a fucking leg to stand on.
Oh, my
and
God.
over the air, you just fucking genuflect. You just kissed his fucking ring.
But I had a lot of ammo, man. He never thanked me. I actually
That's
pulled over.
unbelievable.
I
That's
pulled
it.
over out of what? What was it, a Cracker Barrel?
Unbelievable.
We went to eat at a Cracker Barrel in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Florida. That's how I met the kid.
He's me with the cat box, the garbage, and the vacuum.
Unbelievable.
Just smiling.
Shoulders slumped.
You are step and fetch it.
How much money do you need to win before you get some fucking spine in you?
You have an FU nest egg right there. It's FU money.
Yeah. Dude, you're a battered woman sometimes, really.
Yeah. He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. I know he really cares deep down.
He didn't even
and he
do
said
that.
He's going to change. No.
You said you need to thank me for leaving you in a fucking swamp, and he did it.
Not for the swamp.
Eric started,
semantics.
Eric
What you
started
thanked
this,
him for.
Eric started this morning going to himself, "Oh, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind."
Yeah.
And by the end of the morning, he's thanking me.
He had a moment of courage. Thanks a lot, bro.
Bro.
Finally welled up in him, and you beat him back down.
Now we realize he was really thanking him. Thanks a lot, bro. Oh. Wow.
Holy crap.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I tried to
Hold on,
defend you.
Danny, what's up?
Well, not that I was just thinking about this whole scratch and match situation.
Yeah.
And I could swear that Eric was taking the scratch and match things out of the show papers that we get every morning.
Oh, boy.
So, I mean, and technically the papers are delivered to Ben.
And technically, you ain't getting shit.
Well, I'm not.
Hey, you got a set of balls. I don't get too mad at that.
Hey, Danny!
What's this world coming to?
Hey!
Danny's gonna shoot him in
Yeah,
the
but
foot.
I'm not asking
Fuck
for
you,
any.
Spider.
Yeah, you are.
I thought you said Spider. The papers were everyone's Spider.
Eric fought back and everyone stood up. Come on!
Hey.
Bring it on!
Danny just got a raise.
Was it the
No.
papers from here?
No.
'Cause that would make a big difference. I
No,
think they better
one, we
write
don't
another
get
name on
the
that
Sunday
check.
Daily News here, too. I bring them from home.
Ben saying, yes, we do get
do
the
get the
Sunday
Sunday
Daily
Daily
News. And that Sunday, we pulled it out. And didn't we pull out and realize that those two were winners in the Sunday paper that we got
No.
here? And that made us think, wow, this really is widespread, because not only did Eric Nagel say he won, but the papers from the station actually
No.
won $100,000.
Oh, wait,
I do remember that.
Yeah, that's right.
I do remember that.
You know what?
I think
He's right. We did do that.
Because there were so many winners, I was like, wow, they really did fuck up, because what are the odds that you're going to win and the station papers are going to win? Now, are you sure that was yours?
I'm positive it was mine.
I know
everyone
exactly
in
what
there.
happened.
Oh, Travis knows exactly what happened.
I came in that day, and I brought
And I went home after that. Thank you. I want to take no chances in this.
And I brought the story up, and Eric goes, "Oh, I have a copy of the scratch and match in the studio. I'll run in and see if I win."
Oh!
And he scratched it off, and lo and behold, he won. And then after the show, he said, "Of course I'm going to mail it in. Why wouldn't I?"
You're saying
Absolutely.
that absolutely the one that he sent in was from the station's paper.
Absolutely.
No.
Yes.
No.
It
When
was
I
sitting
came
in that bin that you had over there for months.
Oh, man.
It was pink.
What do we got, about 10
Absolutely.
people working?
Actually, no, it's
I
purple.
want my 10 grand.
10 grand, 10 grand, 10 grand, 10
10
grand.
grand
Hey.
for everybody.
Wow.
Eric, I want you to apologize
No.
for using one of the station's papers.
Why wouldn't you apologize for taking food out of their mouths? Is what you're doing.
Because, one, it wasn't a station paper.
No,
I think
Travis
it's been
disagrees
established.
with that.
Station paper.
He can disagree all he wants. He's not getting
Let's
any
get a
money.
lawyer. This would make for great radio,
Wow.
man. Let's sue one of our own.
I think they deserve
Make
to
him
share
spend-
in this.
Make us spend 80 grand of the winnings on defense.
Oh, Jesus. You would, too.
Eric, if you just get... See, I'm thinking I don't know. I should get... There's 10 of us, right? I should get 10,000. You give me 1,000, I won't sue you.
No.
You want to settle it? Just settle
I'll
out?
just settle out.
What do you think about settling out with everybody? $1 grand for
How about-
everyone. That's
no.
nothing, really. 10 grand out of 100 grand?
I'll tell you, I would have done it anyways.
You gotta
know?
do
Right,
something.
just to be
How
a
about-
decent guy.
How about a nice, like, lunch for everybody? Something.
Yeah, I offered that to all of them yesterday. I said I was going to take them out to lunch and dinner.
But now you don't want to take them out because they just threw you under a bus. I didn't throw you under a bus. Those guys
That was one of
did.
the first things I said.
By leaving his ass in the swamp. Somehow it ends up with you apologizing to him. I've never fucking seen that.
I can't-
Unbelievable.
I really can't believe that they would throw you under a bus
Oh, I
like
could.
that.
Yeah.
You know?
Look at
I would
all
never
of them.
do that to you.
Where are you taking him to lunch?
What
I
happened
don't
to 5
know.
minutes ago?
Would you guys accept lunch from him? No, they're all shaking their heads. No. They don't want it.
Wow.
They don't want it.
Let's see. Which way? Let's say hi to... Does Eric have a car? I guess we're done.
What are you going to do with the 100 grand? What do you got? Any plans?
Just going to invest it.
Invest it. Uh-oh. What are you investing in?
Not sure yet. I'm working on that.
Citadel stock.
Yeah, you want to buy some Citadel?
Yeah, I'll give you my Citadel stock.
Something safe? Something long-term or a little risky to make money quickly on?
Something long-term, I think.
Yeah.
You want
mutual funds?
Blue chips.
Have you talked to that tough guy, Barry Shapiro? Guy that packs a mean punch. Yeah.
Wow. All right, we'll talk to Stalker Patty after the break, I guess.
About her Atlantic City junket. I think she's really getting addicted to the gambling thing. She seems to be going all the time.
I'm glad we cleared this up, Eric.
And your apology is accepted.
Yeah, I'll accept your apology. All's well now.
I like how he's sitting there thinking it over. How the fuck did that happen? I was so right.
So right, yet he
Apologized.
and
thanked someone for his career. He still has fucking dirt on his knees from that swamp.
The swamp. He left him at a swamp.
Never seen anything like this.
That's the end of it. Thanks, mate. All right, we better take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a time we gave away 100 grand.
Yes.
We haven't played this thing in a while, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of new listeners. We were at a radio station in the Boston area, and one day we decided to give away 100 grand.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the winning phone call. Check it out.
Hi, who's this?
Hey, it's Craig from Waltham.
Hey, Craig, guess what?
Oh, did I win?
You are the 107th call.
Shut up! No way! I won! I won! What? No way! You're kidding, right?
107th.
Oh, wow!
107th caller. Congratulations.
100 grand! Oh, my God!
You just won 100 grand, bro.
Oh, Jesus. Do you know what I'm going to do with that?
What are you going to do with the 100
Oh,
grand?
man, the first thing, I have this old... Oh, I cannot... Jesus, I got to...
Calm down. Calm yourself.
I am the winner! I'm the winner!
Well, what are you going to do with 100 grand, bro?
I got this... Oh, man, I got this box for a truck. I've got to get a new one. A new...
Wait, dude. How are you going to do that with a candy bar?
What?
How are you going to do that with a candy bar? We just gave you a 100 grand candy bar.
What do you mean?
We gave away 100 grand. It's a candy bar, bro. Congratulations.
What?
You just won a candy bar.
Hey, what the f***? I've been listening to f***ing radio for like 3 hours, man. You said 100 grand.
Yeah, 100 grand. We gave you a candy
That's
bar.
a candy bar.
Congratulations, buddy.
Oh, you guys are a bunch of douchebags. Hey.
Congratulations, man. Uh-oh.
Like sands through the hourglass, so is the O&A virus.
Well, Jimmy, now you're not going to like this. I'm sure I won't. This, you like the big labia, and it says in some cases, large labia can create hygiene problems or affect sexual function.
Now, here's the hygiene problems they're talking about, these rookies. That when she tinkles, sometimes the little tinkle gets caught up in there and stays.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that makes for a lovely aroma. A lovely wafting aroma.
You are something else, my friend.
And he's not even making a joke.
You like it a little dirty.
No.
Because that's called dirty.
No. Dirty to
It's not
me.
like she's picking up a steel with it. If it gets dirty, it's because of whiz.
Now, there's a dirty sweat there's an unhygienic. There is a difference between being a slight musk that is just a natural thing and being dirty. There's a dirty smell and there's a sexy smell. Believe me, I don't like dirty. I don't like a filthy, awful
If
pussy.
they're getting caught in the labia, though.
When tinkle gets trapped in there.
For how long would you say?
Yeah, maybe a week. Nah, just from that morning. I would always tell girlfriends who I was dating, do not shower right before you come over. I don't want to talk to you.
See, because you like it a little dirty.
Shower that day, though.
Dirty.
Shower that day. I don't like a girl to go 3 days without a shower. I can't do that. No. Just that day. Shower in the morning, go to work, and then come over and,
You like that.
But you got to shower that morning. I'm not that earthy. What are you having, Hope?
Speaking of earthy.
Yeah. They also can get it caught in undergarments and make it difficult to wear tight pants or tiny bikinis. Right.
Tiny bikinis. I
moose
love it.
knuckle, or if you've seen the camel toe, or sometimes the bikini just gets caught up in there and it comes out the side.
I fucking salivate for that. And by the way, what does it get caught in clothes? What are you constantly in buildings that are on fire at 3 o'clock in the morning? How fast do you have to get dressed?
If you're zipping your labia up, perhaps you do need this procedure.
Perhaps you need to email yellowtreats at AOL.com. You have a dinner coming, sweetie.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
Bravo. Great job, Erik. Now go get your fucking shine box.
Metallica. Dane Cook coming in at 9:30, I believe. I don't think he's ever done our show in studio.
Not live, no. Just phoners.
We've had a couple phone calls from him over the years. He's blowing up big time. Bill Burr also blowing up. What?
I think he's made probably $100,000 off of his
you think?
Record sales. Yeah, maybe $100,000.
Mm-hmm. Bill Burr is going to be on HBO tonight at midnight. Half-hour comedy special.
I'll watch that one for sure.
On HBO.
He's a very funny guy, but I'm not going to really push it anymore because he wasn't on my side during that last break.
It was just such a gang mentality. Someone had to defend it.
That's what happens on the show.
And I did
though.
up until the apology.
No one comes to your side on the show. You fuck up, everyone attacks. Everybody. Everyone. All right.
Felt bad for him.
Is this true?
What?
That some of the FEMA debit cards that they handed out are now found they were being used at a strip club.
Nice.
A gentleman's club.
Bravo.
That's fantastic.
Because you're giving these things out to people that don't have much responsibility to begin with. You think
right.
All of a sudden they're going to change their lives and go, hey, let's put this money to good use.
That's great.
They're really saying that, though? They're coming.
Yeah. You could stand on the side of the road, I swear to God, with some sort of bin and some sort of like official-looking thing and just say New Orleans Relief, and idiots will come up and put cash in it.
Yeah, you'll make some money.
Sure.
I'm sure it's happening. There's always scammers.
There's more scams than actual charities.
Yeah, they said that there's like 20 websites out there.
Yeah, all phony. People trying to get... immediately, who gets KatrinaAid.com or something? You think it's legitimate, or you think it's just some guy?
You know what? This still, as dirtbag as that is, there's something just fucking hilarious. You know they're giggling like fucking third graders when they're setting the thing up.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you believe we're gonna fucking
the
do
money's
this?
gonna pour in.
Just sitting there on the phone. Yeah, I know. I feel bad for the victims too. It's looking over your face.
All right. Let's see. Oh, we want to talk to Stalker Patty.
Yeah, I want to know how she's, what she's doing.
During
actually.
Eric's adventure last night, he ended up on a taxi line at 2 in the morning, and Stalker Patty was behind you, right? Yeah. Something like that. And we got Stalker Patty on the phone. Stalker Patty.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Daddy.
Hi.
Now, you saw Erik?
Yes, I did. He was on a taxi stand at about 10 to 1 in the morning. I was just getting off the bus.
You were just getting off the bus.
Yeah, I went to Atlantic City because I got invited to a slot tournament. I go about once a month because it's something to do.
Slot tournament.
What's a slot tournament?
You bring a card, you hand it in, you get taken to a machine, you have 7 minutes to play, and whoever has the 50 highest scores cashes. I never win. I only had 4,400. The lowest score was like 7,000. Guess it's just luck of the draw.
It's a slot machine.
Yeah, there's no skill involved.
Yeah, so I went down there for it, and then I just hung around. I won about $75, so that was nice.
Oh, you're up?
That's my big win.
How does she win? How does anyone win at the slots?
I don't know.
What do you play, the nickel?
I did the quarter ones.
Ooh.
Well, you're living,
And sometimes the penny ones I like, you know. I can't afford to do the others. But
Patty, you can't afford to go there. You should be saving those quarters for food.
Yeah, but if I didn't do that, I'd be sitting home doing nothing. I don't go anywhere. I don't really have a social life, so it's just something.
Really?
This is the other side of gambling they don't want you to know about, you know? This woman needs every penny she can.
These are the kinds of people who show up to the comedy show after they're out of pennies or nickels and just sitting there with slumped shoulders.
Yeah, because they have 2 hours to kill before the bus takes them back to the city.
Yeah.
You know, I go on the boardwalk, too. It's the only time I see the ocean.
Jump in it.
No, I just like going there just for something to do, and I like the ocean. I like the ride down and back. I don't do very much with the machines. I like watching the people do the tapes because they look kind of funny to me when they act like when they win and stuff.
Opie's so right. This is the side they don't want you to see. They want you to see the glamour, the World Series of Poker with the guys. Let's bring out the $1 million and put it on the table, and these last two people are going to be playing for $1 million cash. Right. And there's Patty throwing her quarters best spent on food in this slot machine after taking a stinky bus ride with a bunch of Asians.
Better to do.
No, it's a bunch of old people.
Old people.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I ended up in Vegas with Stephen Lynch's crew when I was just wandering around the country. I took a ride from L.A. to Vegas through the desert and stuff with a bunch of L.A. dudes that looked like they were in Stone Temple Pilots. They all looked like rock stars, even though they just worked at like a Starbucks. And we're there for Stephen Lynch. He was playing, I guess it was the Hard Rock at the time. And all of a sudden, these guys, I was hanging out with them all week, and they're like, you want to see the real Vegas? I'm like, yeah. 2, maybe 3 blocks from all the glam and glitter. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. And it's right there. It's not that far from the Strip.
Yeah.
Places where they say they'll accept your car title and your house title for loans.
Oh, shit.
Right off the Strip,
saying,
we will accept whatever it is, your house, what is it called, a house?
And your deed.
Your deed, and then there's motels that are for like, I don't know, like $10, no joke, like $10 a night. And you got people just wandering around, just like they lost it all.
I like the slot machines and the gas stations. Like, who can't get away? You know, you're leaving, you want to fill up your tank and leave. Who needs that one last pull or something, you know?
Right.
No, it's even worse if you win, because then you're turning your fucking car back.
How you going
Here we go, I'm on a streak. Or you stay at the gas station. This machine's hot.
Right.
Sir, at least move your car away from the pump. No, I walk away. I jinx myself.
Yeah, I can't
Keep
leave.
the car. I'm up 75.
I don't know how anyone, lives in Vegas. Because when you go there, you get just pulled into it, obviously.
You really do.
But when you're living there and these slot machines are in grocery stores, the Starbucks, the gas stations, I don't know.
How many times you got a cab driver out there and he's got a story?
Oh, they all do, yep.
Oh, yeah, they all fucking, I stay out of those places.
Everyone that works there is like, no, I don't gamble at all. I stay away from it. No drinking. They're all born-again Christians.
Yeah.
I think they sold themselves into some sort of slavery out there. It was like the last roll of the dice.
to the cab company. Yeah, there's some kind of slave labor.
You know, I wasn't going to go there. I did notice something during Stalker Patty's phone call. She's still on the line, by the way.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go there, but the phones are going nuts. They really are. There's like 5 people that have the same comment. Larry, go ahead.
Hey, did anybody catch what happened there just then? He said, Erik said he didn't get on the, he didn't leave the bus till way after 1, yet Stalker Patty said she saw him at the taxi stand at 10 till 1.
Patty.
Stalker Patty.
Yes.
Now,
It was about 10 to 1 because that's when I got off the bus and came up outside and I saw him there.
see, she's
standing
crazy.
Right on,
She
like,
knows
third
time.
person
Yeah,
in
crazy
line.
people are like, they know the time all the time.
she knows every time. She does everything. She's
Yeah.
like anal like that. She
Yeah.
knows. So if she says that she saw you at 10 to 1, it was 10 to 1.
Big hole in the story there.
It's like the third person in line.
Did he look happy?
He looked kind of like tired.
That would be the look.
Imbibing. I think he imbibed a little too much.
Imbibed.
All right. Well, there you have it.
Imbibe some arsenic.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Punch it out.
Thanks, Larry. So Stalker Patty went down to Atlantic City, and you played the slots in some dumb tournament. Anything else happened down there?
No, I just had my dinner and just went to the boardwalk, went to my favorite deli because it's the one with all the dollar bills all over the counter and cash register, so it's kind of cool. So I like to have coffee in there because the place looks cool. I saw the water and went into some of the 99-cent shops and stuff like
This
that.
was on
I like
TV.
it
There'd be a
down there.
sponsorship number underneath her.
Did you hear her?
This is just so sad. I
Isn't
can't
it?
even make fun of her. This is just sad.
I'm just wandering around the boardwalk all alone.
Money on the counter.
You hear the last
dreaming.
part?
I like it.
She says she walks into the 99-cent stores.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're all over the boardwalk. They're right there.
Did you buy anything?
Yeah, I just got a little top to keep warm inside the casino because I forgot to bring something with me. It was like $4.99, you know.
$4.99 at the 99-cent store. And did it say anything on it?
Yeah, it just said Atlantic City Athletic Department.
Athletic department. Oh, she's got the body of an ant.
I was going to say I should have said Atlantic City Ant Farm.
You athletic department. Great. And were you alone?
Yes, I was.
Sitting in that diner with the dollar bills on the counter, drinking her cup of coffee, just staring off with her thoughts.
Yeah, what do you dream about when you're in that situation?
Yeah, what is your mind? Where does it go?
What if I was one of the lucky ones that hits at the jackpot or 1,000 or something, you
For
know?
1,000. She's just looking for a grand.
What if the money on the counter was
And
real?
how did I do with the slot tournament? I got it checked about 8:30 tonight when they're posting it, so I had to run back to Caesars and go look at the list. Of course, I wasn't on it.
Do you
Because the
start,
lowest person was 7,000, and I only hit 44.
Patty, do you start thinking about what you would spend the money on?
If I won,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just put it in the bank until I decided what to do.
What is
Just take care of something, maybe get a bigger place to live or something.
What's
you know?
like the one materialistic thing you want? What is like the dream item that you really want to buy that you'll never think you can afford?
The one item. Well, I'm already getting it, so I'm happy.
What?
My friend's going to give me his old computer, and I'm going to
That's not
get
a
to watch
dream
his dogs for about 3 months free, you know, when he goes away.
That's not a...
That's a dream item to me.
Oh.
Can I take a break? I don't. This is like depressing me.
Isn't it depressing?
But it's not depressing to her. She doesn't understand how sad this is. To her, this is great.
This segment brought to you by Paxil.
You know, but you know what I would like? A portable DVD player to watch a movie on a bus or something, or sit in Central
Watch
Park and watch
That's
a
it.
movie or
Reruns of the old
something.
Lawrence Welk show. Make it even more depressing.
I'm getting the box set. Patty, so a portable DVD player?
Yeah, that would be one of my dream items.
That's one of your dream items?
To have, but it's like $400 for one, and you know you can't spend
Well-
$400 for one of those.
Well, Patty, we can make your dreams come true.
That's right. We're the dream makers over here at
There's
the
a
Opie
new
and Anthony
show hitting TV where they make dreams come true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, quite frankly, it's bad timing considering what happened with Hurricane Katrina. And now they're doing these stupid dreams on TV that people are are hoping for.
Yeah, the dreams are all small. I want socks.
Yeah, right.
You know, the dream
Pair
is
of
to have
socks, dry socks.
not like a one-room place, but like a 2 or 3 room apartment. I can have my study in one room, my bedroom in the other room. Little, you know what I mean? A bigger apartment would be a dream.
I'm a millionaire and I don't have a study.
A study. All right, Sherlock Holmes.
No,
What's a study?
Studies?
I believe she's in the study. Please follow me, sir.
That's one of those deals. You got to open 2 doors. You
Right.
can never just do the one. You got to.
Right. It's all dark wood in there with books
you know.
all over.
What would you
Fucking
have?
Raven.
Raven, yeah, right.
Yeah, I like reading. I like
Suit of
studying.
armor in the corner.
Yeah, I'm going to teach myself
And a
Spanish
buffalo
now
head.
without any
Come
lessons.
into the study.
What would you have in your study?
Oh, well, I'd move my stereo in there, my little, stuff, my music, whatever. I'd have my albums all on one wall, all my...
Who are some of your favorite albums?
Yeah.
Like if you could listen to an
Beatles
album right
ones, my Bob Dylan ones, they're my treasures.
My
And all my
treasures.
books would be on another shelf, and I love reading,
Yeah.
things like that.
What's your
And,
favorite book, Patty?
Oh, God, I like the classics. I'm embarrassed to say what it is, but I enjoy Five Little Peppers and how they grow. I enjoy books on life sciences and biology and stuff like that. I like reading a little bit of that Isaac Asimov,
Asimov?
Yeah, Asimov. Isaac Asimov.
Asimov?
He wrote about, 200 books on science, behavioral
Patty's hanging out at the
sciences,
800 section in the
psychology,
library.
Science fiction.
That's what her study looks like.
Novels.
Well, Patty, what would you do for a DVD player? Because,
Okay.
Patty, I have a used DVD player.
Used.
To go with your used computer.
Yeah, Patty.
What would you do for a DVD player?
I don't know. I'll go down on the beach there and do a well sticker stop.
Ugh. No, that's not what we have in mind. No.
Why, what would you have in mind?
It has to be something humiliating. You know that.
She's already trotted around on her hands and knees naked with a Krusty the Clown mask on. What more could she possibly do?
I know.
She's got to dump that virginity is what she's got to do.
Yeah, if you dump that virginity, you could have my used DVD player.
Did you go out on a date with Big A yet?
No, not yet.
No. Are you going to?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I do see him sometimes around, sociably, I see him around.
Do you like the Big A?
He's very nice. A very nice fellow.
Oh, there might be a little love connection.
Ah, a little action
What
in
do you
the
think?
study.
What do you think, Patty?
I mean,
Is there a little
I don't
spark
know.
there on your part?
I don't know. I mean,
Breaking news for all whackbaggers.
Yeah.
Stalker
No.
Patty likes Big A.
Start the Photoshops.
Start the Photoshops.
It was Big A in the study with his cock.
Let's get Big A on the line. How do we get a hold of Big A today? Does he listen every day? I want to see if Big A likes Stalker Patty.
Yeah, I'm sure he's
Somebody's got to bring some excitement to this woman's life.
This would be a mess.
Do you see what excites her? Sitting in a diner with dollar bills on the counter, probably underneath. What are they, underneath some kind of plastic or something? Patty?
yes, they're hanging up on the wall and everything. They're kind of shellacked, and some of them are kind of loose
Shellacked.
and hanging up. I
Right.
asked the guy, you don't think somebody would come in here and go plink, plank, plunk? And he says, oh, no, never had a problem.
Start stealing dollars.
What does plink, plank, plunk mean?
It's the universal sound of
maybe
pulling dollars
somebody
off the
might
wall.
try to take one, but he says, no, they've never had that situation. If anything, people come
Even
in and
grabbing
take a lot
money
of
in her
photos.
world sounds depressing.
Yeah.
Plink,
Plank,
plank,
plonk. And then you sit there and she drinks her coffee, and that to her is a real good time. That's a real good time. But you make sure you don't miss the bus, right?
Oh, yeah, I have a certain time because I got to work this
You know
morning,
exactly
so,
where you're supposed to be in order to get home so you're not stranded there, right?
Right. I just stick to a certain bus schedule, and that's it. Tonight I'm going to come home on this one, and that's it, and I'm there.
It would be real stupid to not know how to get home and be stranded somewhere.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I'm the type of a person that might have an OnStar in my head because no matter where you put me anywhere in the country, in a place I've never been before, I always seem to navigate my way back to where I'm going.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like an ant with a leaf in her mouth. She knows where the hole is.
All right, we should get Big A on the phone. I want to see if there's something going on here. Because Stalker Patty is kind of leaving the door open. Like there could be something there.
I mean, I'm open to all dates. I really am with anybody because you got to get to know people, and I don't think I know enough people.
You don't.
You
don't know anybody.
And as far as like attractions or anything, I just don't have any right now.
You're afraid of intimacy. You've gone 50 years with no attraction. Stop it. Just get it over with already. Have sex.
All right, we'll have to get Big A on the line here, okay?
Isn't that weird? She likes hanging out in the diners like that and drinking her coffee. Brooklyn Diner, this diner in Atlantic City. And she was left as a child on the counter in a diner. Isn't that odd? Yeah, when she was an infant, her mother put her in a basket and put her on the counter of a diner and just walked out. And she was
no wonder
raised...
she reads the classics. That sounds like the beginning of...
I know, and she was
the
raised...
best of times, it was the worst of times.
She was raised in the foundling home. Foundling home. She was a foundling. Doesn't that sound like something out of the Little Rascals?
Yeah, I know.
Who has a foundling home? Apparently New York does. All right, Patty.
Well, someone's on the hotline. Who's on the hotline? Oh, okay. Who's on 11? Who's this?
Working in there. Hello, 11? Line 11?
Hello?
Come in 11.
11? Hello? Anyone there?
KDK12 to KDK1.
All right, I don't know what's going on. Okay. I guess we could take a break and then
sure
regroup then.
See if they can get Big A.
The Big A?
I saw him outside the building like twice so far.
That's not to do with missing the toe, is
right,
it?
Derek?
No, that's Pat from Moonachie.
Pat from Moonachie's so old. His 15 minutes ran up with our new guy is Big A.
Big A.
Andrew. He's a very big guy, a little scary, and he drives a taxi. It's not even a taxi. It's like he took his car and he just drives around picking people up in the Bronx. And that's what he does. And he gets very nervous, and he's got kind of a speech problem. So he kind of stutters a little, but in between
Where do you
trying to
find
find
these
the
fucking
words,
people?
I know.
They just fucking call in?
In between trying to find his words, he goes like, well, I drive...
And this is
cab.
And Stalker Patty's interested.
And he has problems with words that start with ST.
Yeah.
He'll go like, I was walking up the stairs. It's just frightening.
This is how we discovered him. He was outside the station one day. We were doing something. I don't know.
We have his clip?
Yeah, this is the first time he was ever on our show. All of a sudden, we just talked to the guy. Listen to this.
You going on the ride today?
Actually, I just came down here to take some photos of everybody and to post on whackbag.com.
How come you're not going on the ride?
I didn't plan it.
Go down. It's not too late. Tag along.
I don't know who I could, tag along or not, but I just hang out.
Jesus Christ.
That's him.
Film their date. You'll win like a prize at an independent film festival. Those actors were brilliant. So believable.
Winning awards at Sundance this year. I love you.
All right, here we go. We stalled enough. We got
There he
Big
is.
A on the line. Big A.
Yes.
Hey, Big A, what's going on? Where are you right now?
I'm on 16th, 2nd, and Central Park West.
Are you having trouble getting around the city with the UN thing happening?
Not too much.
No, because you keep it uptown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you? That car you drive doesn't look like it belongs to any company or anything.
Right. And you're kind of scary looking. I mean, who the hell's taking a ride from you?
Anybody who calls Target. I mean my company.
It's a company, a real company.
Yeah, it is a real company. Yes.
And you had to buy the car yourself?
No, it's a company car actually.
Wow.
You know what he looks like, by the way?
I don't want to know.
Remember when Danny DeVito played the Penguin in Batman?
Oh, a little bit. A little bit.
That's exactly what he looks like,
I
man.
gotta go. Have to get ready while I'm on the phone.
Stalker
What?
Patty, what's going on? Stalker Patty,
Yes.
you have to go?
No.
All
I was
right.
just getting ready to walk out the door. I got ready while I was on the phone.
All right, Big A.
Yes.
We just want to know if you might have a little interest in Stalker Patty.
Yeah, I do actually. She's very nice.
Were you two hanging out at the BB King's appearance?
Yeah, I saw her at the BB King's, and I had breakfast with her yesterday at the Brooklyn Diner.
Oh, you had breakfast with her at the Brooklyn Diner yesterday. Ooh.
Oh, something's
Nice.
going on.
That's what I need, little sunshine
Yeah,
here.
that's nice.
Now, Stalker Patty's a 50-year-old virgin. Big A, we never asked how old you were.
38.
38.
Patty, younger man, huh?
Wow.
Patty's got a boy toy.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Well, I'm not Cher, so I don't believe in boy toys.
All right, well, Big A, are you going to pop the question and ask her out on a real date or what?
Patty, would you like to go out sometime?
Sure, I'd be happy to go on a date with you.
We got a lot connection.
Yeah, I'll go out on a date.
This is big news for the show, you guys. Huge news.
Now, Big A.
Yes.
Where would you be taking the likes of Stalker Patty for a date?
Take her to a diner.
Yeah, where? You want to go to Paisano of Mulberry Street, the heart of Little Italy?
Oh.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
The San Gennaro Feast is going on, I do believe. They're closing down all the streets down there. You can have a some nice Italian food. Hey, Big A, when was the last time you got laid, by the way?
About 2 years ago, at least.
Stalker Patty, you all right with that? His sexual history?
Sounds like a slut to me.
Are you acting with someone so experienced?
I'm really down for a date. You have to excuse me. I'm out in the hallway getting on the elevator. I don't know
Hallway of what, Rikers?
No, they're just fixing something in the hallway. The elevator's here. It'll be quieter in a second.
What is that banging?
What is that thing coming up the stairs?
Yeah. They're fixing something around the corner in the hallway.
I'm showing Bill Burr what Big A looks like.
No.
Oh, my God.
I'm leaving the
Does that double chin quiver when he goes?
Yes, it does.
He looks happy, though.
He's a happy guy.
He was waving to all his fans as he was going into the BB King's appearance, the Ron and Fez
That
thing.
picture's cropped too much, though. It doesn't show the sweat under that armpit that he's holding up.
Right.
You were a little nervous that day. I noticed you sweating a lot, Big A.
All right, breaking news on the Opie and Anthony Show. Big A has asked Stalker Patty out on a date.
Do we have a day we can do this to send them to Paisanos of Mulberry Street?
Stalker Patty, would you? Well, Big A, you better ask her. I can't do the dirty work for you.
Yeah, get to know when she's free and everything.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Patty, today's a good day. Yeah, so I can take you out at Paisano's.
That would be nice. I'm free anytime. Just let me know when.
No problem. I'll call you on your cell phone.
Okay. That's
Close the
good.
deal, man. Get a date.
Yeah, close the deal. Let's go.
Yeah, what day?
Pick a day, man.
And call her Stalker Patty. That's her real name, as far as the show goes.
I loved this scene when it was in The Other Sister.
How about on Thursday, my day off?
Okay.
Sounds good, huh? We'll do it Thursday.
What time?
Yeah, what time?
Well, what time would you like me to be there or meet you?
4 or 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock would be fine.
For a date, a dinner date at 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock?
That's
Patty.
4 or 5, you're going into dinner hour anyway.
We're both yapping over each other.
I know. Could you guys come in Thursday, the day of your date?
Sure.
Both of you guys come in Thursday in studio?
Of course we can.
But it looks like we have a date. Big A is going to go out with Stalker Patty this Thursday at Paisano's of Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy. You want us to bring a chaperone to maybe get some audio? Who wants to? We're going to need a chaperone, just for a little while, and then we'll let you two lovebirds, have some fun.
All right.
All right.
Jesus. This is going to be the most horrific thing to happen in an Italian restaurant since Michael shot Salazzo and McCluskey.
Well, Nathaniel go with them and record it.
Nathaniel, you want in? All right, Nathaniel's going to chaperone the big date between Big A and Stalker Patty.
Oh, yeah, we need the camera to go.
We should duct tape some condoms up behind the toilet for him to go into at the end of the day.
Can I use the bathroom?
Why not?
Big A, any final words to Stalker Patty?
I guess I'll see you on Thursday.
Okay, no problem. Just give me a call. Okay, I'll see you there at the studio.
Okay.
Are they going to meet here?
Yeah.
Are we going to supply him with transportation and stuff?
Fuck no.
Oh, come on.
We'll get him a free dinner. I'm sure Joey will give him a free meal.
Joey will hook him up, but what? Are they going to take a cab down there?
Yeah.
And then, wait a minute. What about the video?
I'll pay for that cab.
Wow.
Oh, hey,
I'm
Bill.
there you go, huh?
Now, I would like for Than, if Than's going, if we could have them in the back of the cab, right?
Get in here, Nathaniel.
Nathaniel?
How about we get
a big responsibility.
Can we pay one of those bike guys to bike him down?
That's a long bike ride.
What are they
Jesus
called?
Christ, they don't go that far.
What are they called? Rim?
Oh, yeah, one of those rickshaw guys.
Rickshaws.
Yeah. No, that's too far.
Why
kind
not?
of romantic.
Romantic from here to there?
They could talk.
Nathaniel's in studio, Ant.
I was thinking, Nathaniel, if you take a cab with these guys, you're going to have to sit in the front seat.
Okay.
And turn the camera around so it looks like Taxi Cab Confessions a little bit.
Okay.
And just have them two sitting in the back seat, so you're not there kind of mixing things up. And just get their natural taxi cab conversations.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the deal. Nathaniel will chaperone Big A and Stalker
yeah,
Patty.
I didn't call you in, friend. I knew you.
All right, well, I thought he might have something else to add to the goddamn thing.
It'll be funny. I added.
Good idea.
Thank you, sir. And they'll come in studio Thursday morning so we can set up the date a little bit. And later that night, they'll go down to Paisano and Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy, all right? All right, guys.
Hello?
Yeah, great. All right. Have fun. We'll see you Thursday.
Okay.
All
Bye-bye.
right, take care, everyone. See you Thursday.
All right.
All right, there he goes. Big A. That guy's radio gold, I'm telling you right now. And Stalker Patty, who has been radio gold for many years for us.
This just in, Paisano's standing room only this Thursday. I'm sure a few listeners will probably go down there and join them
didn't even think of that
for their romantic little meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they know the time, the place, the date.
It's going to turn into an Opie
And now we won't be able to get a reservation.
Fucker!
Right. What you going to hear?
All right, yeah, Paisano of Mulberry Street.
It's going to turn to the accused.
He's gonna fuck her right there! He's gonna fuck her! Hey, frat boy, you're next!
Paisano of Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy. The San Gennaro Feast is going on, I believe. So
One of the best times of the year to go down there.
The fall in Little Italy, it's a great combination.
That's right. And you know how crowded it is down there? You walk down the street, it's very crowded. You go into Paisano, you'll sit out on the sidewalk, all the room you want at your table as you watch the people walk by.
There's only one thing I don't like about it.
What?
The restaurants are all the way on one side, and then to get to these restaurants, you got to go through the thing where the guy's like, "Hey, you want to throw some darts for the sweetheart?
Come on, get her a flower, win her a stuffed animal."
Oh, you don't want to buy her a rose?
Yeah. I got my little story about the San Gennaro. I'll do it quickly for the people that heard it already. I went down there, gonna have some fun. I got games and stuff. It's a bunch of these big Italian guys. Hey, it's San Gennaro. So it was this booth where you threw darts, and you had to pop 3 balloons with 3 darts to win a prize. I was on a dart league at the time. The darts they give you are pretty shitty, but I shoot darts pretty well.
Well, they don't have any sharp edges.
Yeah.
And the balloons aren't inflated enough.
Mm-hmm. The guy's going, hey, you want to try? I go, no, it's all right. He goes, no, yeah, you're on the house. Just give it a try. Just try it. I'm like, all right. I throw 3 darts. And I popped like 2 balloons. 1 bounced off. He goes, try it again. Come on, you're good. So he kept doing it under the guise that it was free. When I go to walk away, he's like, hey, $30. It's like, wait, they were on the house. You kept handing them to me. No. On the house. Wait, it's a business over here. What do you think? The guy shook me down. And if I tried to walk away, forget about it. The guy would have cracked my head open. I'm like, thanks a lot, Paisan. A fucking guy, huh? Totally raped me.
I did the same thing with the basketball thing. And
yeah.
I punched a guy in Buffalo, and he goes, "Oh, hey, I don't want any problems.
That's Buffalo, not Little Italy."
I understand. And he gave me my money back, and I left.
Wow! See what just happened there? Yeah. Probably just topped your story. He was a little more manly.
I know.
No, it's a true story.
I'm a pussy. I know. What am I going to say?
It was a girl.
I want you to apologize to Opie.
Yeah. it was a girl I was seeing at the time who was in a horrific car accident. Horrific. Broke both legs, and yeah.
I was right on it.
I did it to myself.
That's terrific.
Broke both legs really bad, and she was basically in a hospital and recuperating at home for almost a year. It was that bad. Wow. And she's finally getting out and about again, and I take her to one of these dumb festivals they have in Buffalo, right? And she's crutching along, and one of these scumbags, they have no heart, right? All of a sudden, they just they see her like she's the injured gazelle, and gives her some. I forgot if it was basketballs or the dumb darts, but the same type of thing. Like, hey, sweetheart, oh, you're injured, you know. And make a long story short, she's starting to shoot the baskets and stuff. Same thing. He wants money out of me.
And it's like $30, $25 after you're done, and they do it under the guise that it's a little slow. Throw a few for free, just for fun.
And I'm trying to remember the exact details. I do remember I did punch him in the face because he was insisting that I owed him money, and I go, you scumbag. And he's like, no, $30 or whatever it was. This goes back at least 12 years. So I fucking punched the guy hard. He goes, hey, I don't want any problems, and then let us move on.
But now Giuliani cleaned it up down there, by the way, and you won't find that scammage going on anymore. That's for sure.
Right. Well, it's Paisano of Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy. Joey's been with us for many, many years. It's a great restaurant. I've been there, I don't know, close to 100 times easily.
Yep.
Anthony did the same thing.
Love it.
I think I'm going to go down there very, very soon, actually.
Thursday?
Maybe Thursday.
Maybe Thursday. We should pop down there and check it out.
Great Italian cuisine, Anthony. Every single pasta on the menu is now under $10. Paisano, you go in there. If Joey's not there, just tell anyone in there that you heard about Paisanos from XM and Opie and Anthony, and they'll give you a free glass of wine, okay?
Yep.
That's a guarantee. It's open weekends till 2 a.m., You can sit out on the sidewalk, people watch. It's a great spot. Paisano of Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy between Grand and Hester. Call 212-965-1188. That's 212-965-1188. I know a lot of people are listening from all over the country, but you're going to be in New York one of these days. Go down there and check it out, okay?
Everyone in.
Joey likes to hear from the people that are out of town and heard about this from some faraway land, all right? And this Thursday, it's the place that Big A is taking Stalker Patty for their first date.
First date?
For their first date. All right? Paisano of Mulberry Street. Yes, Ben? Dane is here. Oh, cool. Dane Cook's here. He's going to join the festivities next. You know what we should do as we go to break?
What?
Jim Norton is out in L.A. Bill Burr sitting in doing an unbelievable job. We're very happy that Bill's sitting in. Don't forget to watch Bill tonight on HBO. His half-hour comedy special is at midnight tonight. But Jimmy is filming an HBO series, and we're trying to keep tabs on Jimmy. He's going to be calling the program a lot as he goes through this whole process. And he'll be back on the show in a couple weeks for a week, and then he goes out there for another couple weeks. It's a whole complicated thing that's going on. But he called yesterday. That's the point I'm getting to.
Yes, he did. Poor guy.
Just in case, because people listen to the show at all different times, he called very early yesterday to give us our first update.
Yep.
If you remember, he was very happy. He was going out to L.A. He had an apartment all set that his manager got him, and he was ready, for the first table read for the HBO series. He went out there early because Rich Voss is getting married in Canada. It was a whole thing. So Jimmy called the program yesterday, and just in case you missed it, here it is.
Like sands through the hourglass, so is the O&A virus.
Hey, we got to say hi to Jim Norton. Jimmy!
Isn't it like midnight in Los Angeles? What time is it?
It's 4:12 in L.A.
Yeah, a little after 4, I got to go to bed because I got to get up. I had to leave the apartment that I was staying in, though.
Why?
Dude, this whole trip has been just a fucking disaster.
Oh, no.
Of course it has.
Oh, Jimmy.
Sound flustered.
Before I leave, the last thing I said, all right, let me treat myself. I'll go out, I'll get a girl. Like, this is in New York. I go to her, she was recommended to me by a federal police officer. He said she's great because she's a big clit. I get there, she's got 270 pounds. I'm like, all right, let me just see. Well, maybe I'll do it and make the most of it because I'm leaving. We're making out. She tells me I shouldn't touch her back because she has Ben Gay on her back.
Yeah.
Because she has really heavy tits. So she's got Ben Gay on her back. And then she stands up and she shows me she has fat feet and she says she has legodermia.
Legodermia?
Which is kind of like what Hillary has, I think, where they get fat feet.
And the ankle goes right, the foot goes right into the calf?
Yeah, it's where, like, water collects. She's like, yeah, water collects. I got to get that fixed. So before I leave, it's a disaster. I get here. The apartment is roach infested. I got roaches in my apartment. Dude.
Now, this is the apartment that you've rented for how long?
5 months.
5 months. You went, you looked at it. I remember you were very excited about it in Hollywood.
But I didn't look. My managers looked at this one because the one we wanted to look at was too much money. They lied about the price. It was too much money. So this one, we accepted. I kind of signed for without seeing.
Oh, no.
It was fine. And I come back. I got pictures. I got video. There's fucking roaches. It was infested with cockroaches. They were in the bedroom with the lights on.
Holy shit. Get out of here.
Are you kidding?
Dude, everything is booked in L.A. because of the stupid Microsoft convention and the Emmys coming up. So every hotel is booked. I had to go into Beverly Hills. My manager got me a deal on a hotel for 2 nights. I have nowhere to stay out here. So I have nowhere to stay.
Homeless little Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm sure I won't be homeless, but just so far the trip has been an abortion, and I haven't even gone to the studio yet.
What are you going to do about living arrangements, though?
I don't know.
You got 2 days.
What's that?
You got 2 days.
Dude, I know. I gotta go to Stupid's wedding in fucking Edmonton.
Rich Boss's wedding.
Yeah. And I'm flying Northwest, which is declaring bankruptcy, and they've had a maintenance strike for a month. I'm never coming back.
Now let me tell you, this is coming from Jimmy Norton, who only flies Continental because, as he's told everybody, youngest fleet.
Yep.
Yes.
They are not in bankruptcy.
Yep.
They do very well. And he's very confident with flying that airline.
Only one of 2 airlines not in bankruptcy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Actually, Jim, they laid off 3,000 mechanics and they replaced them with 1,000.
Who did?
Northwest.
Oh, okay, that's comforting though. At least they only cut their mechanic force by 2/3. That's fine. That's acceptable.
They just got 3 times the work, man.
3 times the work, and they're going to go in with a smile and make sure everything's taken care of.
Of course, because none of their friends got fired, you know. Oh, I'm sure they'll still do their job.
Look, my options were either that or Alaska Air, which I won't fly.
Oh, boy.
They have that fucking, it looks like Steve C on the side of the plane.
Yeah, it's Steve on the tail.
Yeah, that big, the cockpit recorder goes, wind shear.
Pull up.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
All right, we're back with the Opie and Anthony program on XM Satellite Radio. Thanks for checking us out. It's a virus, the ONA virus, spreading across America, slowly but surely, getting more gooder every day, I got to tell you.
More gooder.
Let me set the table here. Jim Norton's out in Hollywood being a star. Bill Burr
his cockroach-infested apartment.
Right. Bill Burr is sitting in and doing quite well for us. He's going to be on HBO tonight. His half-hour comedy special is at midnight. We want to just push that a lot. We want a lot of people to check that out tonight. And now, joining the program, Dane Cook.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
First time in studio.
I like that applause break off the bat. I'm just here, listen, I'm going to shave my crotch and then I got to go. So,
First time in studio.
First time in studio, next to Billy Burr, who, Jesus, man, we've done a lot of gigs together.
Yeah?
But I got to say, one of my favorite Bill Burr stories. Do you remember the time you got the buttered, remember the buttered biscuit? Will you tell that, please?
I don't even remember. I was in fucking Lee, Massachusetts, doing some fucking horrific gig. And it was one of those deals where it was like a restaurant and there was a function room to the right. It was like some sort of bachelor party was going on. And I'm standing there in front of like 8 people going, yeah, what's up with Dan Quayle? Just eating my balls. And all of a sudden I just look over and I see like these 3 fucking evil high school football player looking guys just standing there. And I didn't get what was going on. I'm like, guys, there's plenty of seats. Plenty of seats. And I'm just fucking standing there, and all of a sudden, in the middle of one of my jokes, this fucking dinner roll comes in at least Mach 4. Bangs off my forehead. And then, blow, against the back wall. And I'm fucking dazed, and I turn, all those guys are gone. Just sitting there. I got like a welt from a dinner roll. It was a fresh one, too. That's how fucking
But it was
hard
the
this got
butter
through.
side that hit you, too. I remember it was just this butter mark on the side of...
Nobody does anything. Nobody who's running the restaurant does a fucking thing, and I still got like another 10 minutes sitting there with butter on the side of my face. And I'm
How
like,
long do you think they sat there going, dude, I'm going to throw a fucking roll at his head?
Oh, at that point, I
Dude.
think everybody was thinking of different things they could throw for the rest of the show. So I'm on the gig, and then Al and the Monkeys, me, Robert Kelly, and a couple of other guys were in this comedy group. We had to go up later that night, and remember there was a magician, Jeff Apotheca, who did magic at the time.
Masters of Ceremony, Jeff Apotheca.
So
that was his outgoing message, calling this guy for gigs. You have reached Masters of Ceremonies. And he's fucking Lee, Massachusetts, like he's fucking Billy Graham.
But he had like a
or something.
bedazzled jacket with
Oh, God.
and so he's got all his stuff set up like previously on stage, like, all these cards, giant Joker card. And you remember Bobby just goes up on stage, and because Bobby's set wasn't going great, he just starts picking up this guy's act and he's pulling the shit out. He's like, oh, there's a fake dove in here. And this guy's just standing there watching Bobby, and this is the exact quote. You see the color leave his face, and he goes, my illusions. My illusions.
My illusions.
That night was the first 3.5 years of our fucking career. Every night,
yeah.
running into him in one impossible situation. The fucking Bellricken 99s that were standing up there, they're like shutting off the Bruins playoff game.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys ready for some comedy?
Oh, no.
Play the fucking game!
Put the game on!
Oh, it was better when they would leave a game on for us, but turn the sound down. So it'd just be like your set going, all of a sudden you hear, come on!
Yeah.
Come on!
Me and my brother used to do acoustic gigs out in Huntington, and they would do that during the Islander games, and they turn the sound down, and you're playing, and sometimes it would coincide right when you finish a song, something would happen, and you'd hear, yeah! And you're thinking, wow, we did great. And then you look and realize it's just a fucking television, and you stink, and no one wants you there.
You nailed it, because I had to do a gig. Robbie Krieger was playing at a stupid rock club. Probably the same rock club you played at.
Yeah.
One of those,
Guy from the Doors?
tiny little. Yeah, it's Robbie Krieger.
Robbie
from the
Krieger.
Door.
There's that shithole in Long Beach, I think.
I forgot
right?
the name of it. Whatever. So I'm the DJ. I gotta do the whole thing, hand out bumper stickers and say, "Hey, everybody, Robbie Krieger." And the place maybe fit 100 people, maybe, and they had an Islander game on. You guys nailed this, and they wouldn't turn the sound down even for Robbie Krieger.
It's Robbie fucking Krieger.
I mean, they turned it down, but you
Doors.
could still hear the game, and people are playing pool, and I'm going to say the exact same thing you did, but yeah, during these. He's just playing without Jim Morrison singing, obviously, just the great guitar riffs, and people are screaming, for the Islander game.
What is going through his head at that moment?
Right. I was in the fucking Doors, man.
Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking rock that place.
And now people are
Legend.
screaming for the Islanders as he's playing, Spanish Caravan.
You ever seen a show?
Thinking it's Stephen Wright.
You ever seen a show at the Bowl? Have you seen a show at the Hollywood Bowl? It's basically like a great show until 9:20, and then there's like this ordinance that they have to turn the fucking volume down to like 4.
Really?
So like mid-show Aerosmith, you're like, this is great. All of a sudden it's just like, whoop, goes all the way down because the neighbors have this
Right,
thing at
'cause outdoor.
9:20. You can't, they can't crank the music anymore.
Oh, that sucks.
That's the worst combo I think ever. Comedy and music, and everybody always tries to get those shows together where it's like, yeah, it's gonna be back in the day. Yeah, you're gonna open, and Juice Newton's gonna come out and do 22 minutes. What? Oh, that'll be great. Like, nobody's there to see me. They're here for Juice.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of...
that's a tough gig opening for a rock band.
I was going to say, speaking of music and comedy, the VMAs.
Yeah.
We got to get into that a little bit. Dane Cook, they gave you, what, 3 or 4 minutes?
It was like 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
It was 2.5 hours into. That was like a blitz, man, coming at you. That was just. I was backstage. They had me back with Snoop, waiting to go out, and they were like, the guy's pushing me. One of the union guys, like, you got to stand right here, stand right here. And I'm literally up against electricity. Everything is just like wires and all the backs of the stage. And then I hear, hit the water, because that was the theme, electricity and water. And there's water dripping on me. Before my set, I'm getting rained on as I'm leaning on all the wires that are
what
like right
thinking?
around my head.
Are you thinking it like this is I'm gonna kill, or you're just like this is just fucking horrendous?
Okay, so first of all, there's fireballs going off during everybody's performance. You've got rappers that are threatening each other, and Suge had been shot the night before. A guy with a hooded sweatshirt shot Suge Knight, and so all this stuff's happening, and they got monsoons, and I'm standing there like, I've got 2 jokes. And that's about it. I'm like, can I have a sparkler? I'll stick it in my ass. I don't care. Just give me something, body paint. So it really was one of those things where it was like, either just go out there and just, talk about the show. I really kind of wish I'd gone with my first instinct, because I went out there and just ended up playing for the camera. But I wanted to go out there and say, you know what, fuck you, 50 Cent. Fuck you, Fat Joe, I'm in this thing now. And just, like, try to get involved in their beef. But it was just like, go out, do it, and get the hell out of there, man. That was wild.
And, Bill, you were saying, what, Kelly Clarkson was right before him?
Oh, yeah. Screeching in that shower. That's what I knew, because I knew he was going to be on. I started out, I want to see Dane on this thing. It's going to be fucking great. And, like, I was 2 minutes into the show, I'm like, oh, this is horrifying. It was just like everybody, half the fucking girls there can't even sing, so they have to add all this extra, they like lower them from ceilings. They're coming out with animals and shit.
They think if you excite their visual sense, that your audio sense won't pick up on the fact that they stink.
Mariah Carey, who can sing, is standing there like in this pool, and she's got backup dancers who did a backflip into a pool and started dancing underwater with this underwater camera. And then, like, we got comedian Dane Cook coming on. I'm like, oh, dude, this is going to be fucking horrific.
And everybody right around the front, like all these kids, they were flipping out. And I just remember at one point, sometimes you just see random stuff during your set where you're like, you're in your head, you're trying to figure out. And I looked down and there was a kid just smacking his own face. I'm like, I don't know he's on E or this is just like the new way to clap. But he's just staring. He's like, yeah, and he's smacking himself over and over. He's like, in the face, hit me in the face.
Isn't that great when you're not looking at because everyone assumes you're looking at the big picture. And a lot of people say, oh, the lights are in their eyes, so you really don't see the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
There are sometimes you do just pick out one person or one event that's going on, a fight, a conversation. And even though you're going through the motions and you're saying or you're singing or you're doing whatever you do up there, you're thinking, what the fuck is going on out there? And it never comes across on stage because you're a professional, you're doing what you do. But you're looking and go, that is the most fucked up thing I've ever seen. This should really distract me.
I did a college gig a couple months ago, and there was a girl in the front row. I swear to God, this girl looked 14, but she's showing her titties during the show. And it was great because it was titties, but I'm like, this girl's like literally 14 years old. She was like the Doogie Howser of this college. She was just like, she was advanced from 8th grade to like
cake parties.
In every way, apparently. Yes.
Wow, that's funny.
You guys all have nightmare stories, though. I haven't seen one comic that went, every gig's been gold since I started. There's always a fucking nightmare or 8.
And it never ends either.
No, huh?
Even if you keep doing college gigs, it never ends.
Yeah.
It never ends.
Did Bobby ever tell you the Boston Garden gig when we played we did the Rock of Boston show back when they were doing that every year? It was the biggest bomb gig we'd ever done.
And Bobby was probably so psyched.
Oh, Bobby was, he was, it was the group again. We were doing this, every year they did the Rock of Boston, and they're like, we're going to put you on, again, music and comedy.
Yeah,
you're going to be on right before Fish. It's 2 hours into the show. It was like, Extreme's going to go on, and then you...
I was actually in the crowd for that. I don't even know why.
No, you're always at the worst possible situation.
I swear to God.
He's like, I'm going to tune in. I'm like, don't fucking tune in, Burr. When Billy says I'm going to be at the gig or tune in, I know I'm in trouble.
That was early on. He didn't. No, I was like everyone else. I was going there for the music. And
right,
then
like everyone else.
I already had tickets.
At least he's being honest.
No, I didn't know that they were going to be on that. And then all of a sudden it's just like, yeah, dude, we're going to be doing that. So literally it was one another thing. 2 minutes into the show, I'm like, How the fuck are they gonna do like? There's like 20,000 people there.
Oh man!
We're
There's
on-
like this improv group.
They bring us out, okay, and when they first announced that we were going to go out and perform, people didn't know we were comedy. I think they thought we were like an a cappella group. So at first everyone's like, and we're like, we've arrived, man. They really care. So we get out there. We've got these awful lapel mics on. There's 4 of us, and I'll never forget. Bobby's up there, and Bobby goes up to the mic, and he's like, yeah, we're going to do some improv. We're going to blah, blah, blah. And it's the garden, so the sound is awful. It's just echoing.
You can't hear anything anyone's saying.
Nothing. And about a minute in, you feel the entire, you feel people looking at each other going, they're not going to sing. They're like trying to do comedy. And I'm telling you, it was like 3, 2, 1, and all of a sudden, lighters, a million lighters just came like whipping in lighters in shoes.
People sacrificing their shoes.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I'm getting pelted with lighters, but I'm like, did they bring extra shoes to throw?
Or are they so angry
that they're taking
that they don't even care they're going to be walking home without shoes?
I mean, upper deck shit littering.
Wow.
You guys were in that kung fu bit. And Al would stand off stage.
He remembers the bit
you were
doing
in.
the
Sounds
voices.
and they're like, we'll kill you now, and we're acting out.
All right,
We've
acted out with
done it
somebody
many
else
times.
doing the same. Oh no!
And so we're getting hit and all this stuff and lighters, and then finally, we're getting Shana Nanad right at that point, right? It's hey, goodbye.
Hey, goodbye. Yep.
Bobby goes up to the mic and he's like, I want to say something.
Oh
No! And they actually shut up. The whole crowd stops. And I'm like, Bobby's my hero at this point, right? I'm staring at this kid. He's got his long Rico Suave hair down to his fucking asshole, right? He's looking like Crystal Gale. And he's like, I want to say something right now. And then everyone shuts up and he goes, we didn't come here to ruin your night.
Oh, no.
And he starts, Bobby starts getting defensive.
Yeah.
And then he goes like this. He goes, and we're going to leave. And of course they're like, yeah. And he goes, after the next 2 skits that we're here to do. And it was like more lighters and shoes.
Holy shit, what a nightmare. Wow. A set of balls walking up to the mic like that.
No.
That is really funny.
Oh, and it's
music
like
and
home
comedy.
turf for him.
No more music and comedy, please.
No, especially like a fish show. Just laid back. And comedy, and especially improv comedy, you need the crowd to be focused on you.
You don't want to do it in front of a bunch of potheads.
Like, you can't get a concert crowd to pay attention all at once to the band that they were there seeing.
Yeah.
They're talking, they're smoking, they're doing whatever the fuck they do. For comedy, it's like, unless you have a huge portion of that audience focused on you, you're done.
No, we're asking them, we're like, we need an appliance, and millions of people are like, Justin! Like, we can't even. I think I heard a microwave. I think I heard 1,000 people yelling shit at us right now. Clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Now you're
but
playing
these are the gigs, gentlemen, that build your character.
Now you're playing the garden there, Dane Cook.
Last night, show number 1 at the.
Oh, how was it?
It was amazing. It was. I think that tonight is good. We get 2 tonight, and it's just.
Was that the biggest show of your life? You think?
No, it was. We did the Torgasm tour, and we did some pretty big venues there.
Yeah.
And I did that Gator Growl last year, which was 50,000. I don't know if you've done that. That's pretty cool.
What's your audience made up of? A lot.
It's pretty mixed up. I mean, it's definitely that college core, but no, I look out and it seems to be all over the board.
You got a lot of chicks though that
a lot
want
of
to
girls.
fuck you and things like that.
A lot of girls, they wear T-shirts with my joke, which is really great because half the time I'm just kind of going off the cuff anyway. So I'll look down, I'll see titties with fuck bees on it, and I'm like, I'll do that next.
That's pretty cool.
Some 14-year-old girl hasn't lifted it up yet.
Hey, let's say hi to Ryan in New Jersey. Saw Dane Cook last night. Ryan, what's up?
What's up, dude? Dane, man, you fucking ruled last night.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for coming out, dude.
Yeah, dude, Bob Kelly ruled, too. My girlfriend doesn't even like O&A and none of that shit, but last night, man, she fucking loved Kelly, loved you, and now I think she's an O&A fan.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's good. Good deal, man.
It's hard to get the girls on, but see, you got it knocked. The girls are there with you. You got a very diverse crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Us, it's a cock fest. It's just like, yeah, fucking A, guys. And the girls, they hate it, and I don't know what we're doing.
We're trying to soften our delivery a little bit so we could have more women out there.
Yeah, that's
It's not working at all.
Let's bring some girls down to the studio. We're going to do hugs. We're going to do free hugs every hour. Come on down.
Well, we noticed since Jimmy's been gone the past couple of days, girls have warmed up to us a
That's
little
right.
bit. We had girls in the studio that were willing to take all their clothes off, which is always a good thing. A girl called up to play Guess What's in My Pants. Jimmy
We had a strap-on show the other day.
Jimmy scares girls away. They walk in, and he looks like he's going to be a problem. He looks like no matter what they do, he's going to want to go one step more than they're willing to go.
Yeah.
Like they could want to take their like the girls the other day. They came in completely naked, took that wiffle ball bat right up there, lubed it up, and stuck it right inside them. And we measured how deep it went. Everything fine. With Jimmy, they're probably thinking he's going to want to stick it up my ass. Like just that one step where it's probably going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So they don't even want to get started.
When you think about what Jimmy talks about, and then you wonder what the skeletons are in his closet.
Yeah, what could there possibly be in there?
He's got to be holding something back.
It has to involve murdered children. It's all I can imagine. It's got to be kids, death, rape.
He's just going to have like another room that he's dug out in his basement or something like that, but he's just got him down there bound and gagged and tries out his new bits on him.
What a little creep.
By the way, speaking of Bob Kelly, he gave us the famous cast.
All right.
Oh, yeah. How's that going on the auction?
Yeah, on our O&A auction, it's up to
$1,300.
Nice. I
broke my knee, man.
I broke my knee, man.
I broke my knee, man. Hold my hand, man.
Dane Cook obviously was there when that happened, filming the Torgasm thing.
I've never heard any horrific sound like that in my life. That was
Wasn't
just
that bad.
That pop, and when you see the video that goes with it, it's just it's crazy. Bobby
He
on the
had
ground,
no
writhing around.
business playing football.
We did. None of us did, man.
Nah,
here's what was stupid.
You could.
I'm telling you, we were playing on uneven terrain in like a gravel pit. You know, we're just like, oh, we'll throw a ball around, and then we got competitive. It was not flat like a field. It was really like hilly, and it was just we were dumb. We were dumb. But Bobby tried to, go up and do some kind of like
he's trying to really
Heisman fucking catch.
No, Bobby gets crazy when he plays sports. I remember one time I was playing against him, and he wasn't having a good day or something. I had a couple of catches, and he's hilarious. He's just competitive. So he got mad at me. So I just see the look on his face that he wants to take me out on this play. So he came at me, and somehow I was able to push him down to the ground, and he landed on the ground. He was so mad that he grabbed 2 handfuls of grass, ripped him out of the ground, and he got up and he just threw them at me, and they went about 90 miles an hour for two inches, and then they went right in front of me. I just remember this black kid who was on my team goes, "Yo, he bugging!" He had to go back to the huddle.
He's trying to hit you with like confetti.
Oh yeah, he was unbelievable.
What is that going to do?
The rage.
Angry little guy.
He's the most competitive guy I know. And I admit, I'm pretty competitive, but we had when we used to have a game back in '93, I don't know if, Bill, you were part of this awful, horrible thing. It was called Punch Each Other in the Asshole.
No, I would have remembered that.
Yeah, that's something you don't forget.
Okay, so we started this thing where we would just start randomly, if the other one was walking in front of you up the stairs, we would not just punch. We would uppercut and try to hit taint, try to hit anything we could. Full tilt boogie punch into your asshole. And it became like Bobby and I being so competitive about it that we actually had to sit down, I'll never forget, sit down and have a very serious conversation about it, where it involved us looking at each other going, we gotta stop punching each other. This is really like, can we call it even? Are we, we have to stop doing this. And we couldn't. I mean, for the longest time, we just still had to and we wanted to make each other like shit our pants. It was like a full, like a real, like the hardest hit you could imagine.
I want to know how that starts. One of you had to come up with it. You didn't both come up with the idea at the same exact time. Who punched whose ass
and it's
first?
Pretty brave
That's what
to be
the road
the
will do
person.
to you, man.
I was gonna say it's pretty brave for the person to introduce that to other guys.
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah,
guys, I got a great new idea
kind of
for
original.
us to pass the time.
I would think to do the classic leg sweep. If
No.
someone was
Yeah,
in front
yeah.
of me, I would
we,
never.
We used to do blindside tackle. One guy would be on all fours behind someone, and then you knock him over the guy.
Oh yeah.
With that, when he
Then
was
the bottom of the shoe kick. When you're behind somebody and they're walking, they step and you kick
tire.
the bottom of their shoe, and they do like a Nazi goose step with one foot. It goes flying, or the flat tire where you just step on the back of their shoe and take off their Achilles
the
tendon.
cross check into the locker.
Yeah,
He'd be
that's always
looking
a
down
good
for
one.
his note.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those unforgiving metal
Yep.
lockers.
I like the coin slap. Anytime somebody's counting their change, you're like, what do you think I can? You just get it underneath. It's just like this rainbow of currency.
You had your guys doing a lot of activities on tour there. I saw the
saw the scooter
we would have
race.
slept all day. I mean, that was the thing. It was like these guys hated me because I'm going every day. We're going to get up, and, just for the sake of filming during the day, because we'd sleep until the crack.
They had
of
some
3.
mean things to say about you though, there, Dane. that you were working them
boy.
hard in between shows. Horseback riding. What else?
Oh,
did
we
you guys
trashed
do?
Bob for that shit.
Yeah.
I opened
the
for
football.
Charlie Murphy, but
Yep.
at no point
Oh, that's
did he,
what it
did
was,
he
right.
make me do activities. My day was mine. He didn't call me up. Yo, we're playing checkers this morning. Get your ass down here, bitch.
It looks like it's going to be a great video when it finally comes out. I was watching the video portion of your package, Jesus, the Dane Cook CD DVD thing on the way to L.A. with the shorties and the preview for Torgasm. It looks like it's going to be a good thing when it finally
Everyone's
comes
been
out.
saying that you got a clip of Bobby laying on the ground. It's something about Bobby with his knees.
Yeah, just screaming and stuff.
Yeah, we have that.
snapped
We
his
filmed
knee.
that, and
The scooter race, though. I saw who took a dive on that. Was that
that
you?
was me, man.
Yeah, that was really nasty.
That was day one, and we had these little electronic scooters, and it was just it's gonna be great. We're gonna be racing again, me and Bobby. And
And Bobby, very competitive again.
Sticks his fucking foot right back into my tire. He says he didn't do it on purpose, but if you look, you kind of see him kind of look back, and I think he aimed it so he could jam my tire, and I, of course, went over and cracked.
Electric scooters, and Bobby's acting like it's the Road Warrior.
Bobby, he's a winner. He will figure out how
Yep.
to come out on top.
Yeah. He hates to lose.
Yeah.
Go for him.
Very competitive.
Yeah,
we
I saw
did
that clip
activities.
on Kimmel. That's right. I saw it on Kimmel.
Yeah.
Is that where that was at?
Yeah,
Okay.
just face first.
Dude,
the asphalt.
And Dink, you were in Rolling Stone recently. The CD's like selling like crazy. What is it up to now? Because we've all been paying attention, going, holy shit. The first week it was like, what, close to 250,000 copies sold or something like that?
I'm trying to think.
I like the.
Yeah, went gold. We went gold.
I like the I don't know when they know the exact number.
Barry Katz knows exactly how many units.
Of course he does.
He knows exactly. But the
Gold,
CD,
really?
The CD's gotten gold.
Yeah, went gold.
You can't really
and,
call it a CD because you have the DVD in there and all sorts of stuff. But
yeah.
What is it? What is that? Half a million? It's gold or a million?
With the double album, we've shipped almost 500,000. So once you hit 250, that's gold on a double, and then platinum is probably a few weeks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know, man.
I sold 3 of my CDs off my website.
I bought 2 of them.
Pretty proud of that.
You want them back?
It's just amazing because people are just not
autograph them to you.
People are just not buying CDs, obviously, like they used to. So a comedy CD to sell that much, that's just phenomenal.
Yeah, somehow the CD, I've noticed, like I said, in like the last few months, all of a sudden you go to a college and it's like you're holding up like a fucking 8-track.
Oh, you were saying that the other day,
yesterday,
right?
Yeah. It's just, now they all want like a DVD because they can get the shit for free somehow, you know?
Yeah, somehow. Just ask Steve. He knows.
Let's say hi to...
Burn anything for us.
Yeah, Mike on Long Island. Mike, what's up?
Hey, boys, how you doing?
All right,
Hey.
what's up?
Good. Dan, I was at a show last night. Wonderful job.
Thank you, dude.
How do you feel when people applaud for bits you're about to do?
Oh, yeah.
All you said was, I went to a party, and the place blew up.
Right. I mean, you know what? It's flattering, of course, when people, kind of hear their, you feel like a little like Bon Jovi. It's like, you guys know Bad Medicine? And everybody just starts. But, that's why, dude, I like to kind of, I always try to improvise with stuff and really not really know exactly where I'm going with it, because at least that makes it interesting. If you've heard the bit before, there's something in there you're like, oh, I never heard that part, or it takes on kind of a new energy with every crowd. But it's cool, man. It's definitely I did that one bit last night where I threw the mic out and they finished the I did the setup and then they finished the punch, and that was, I've never really done anything like that.
Wow.
That was kind of wild. Yeah.
We've talked to Brian Regan about that. He goes, it's frustrating when people are yelling out the punchline of jokes. Saying, cup of dirt, do cup of dirt. And Brian's like, well, that's the punchline.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do it.
Big yellow one's the sun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, even like I know, I was reading all those things with Chappelle before he went into hiding, where it was like people were just coming and just, I'm Rick James, bitch, and it's like,
yeah, that must have just been all over the place.
It's a blessing and a curse, because you dream as a comic of doing something that people actually give a shit about quoting at all, and so you want that your whole career, and then when they do it, you realize, oh man, it's sometimes it can throw off the flow of the show, but at this point, I'm digging it.
Well, you got to be, and it's great
it.
to be huge and on top like that. Are you thinking about something like burnout or overexposure, shit like that, where you go, You know, what do you do about that?
I'm just at this point. Really, things are just starting to roll. So I'm certainly
Enjoy
not.
the ride,
yeah, I'm just whatever. I got to take it right to the end.
He's going into movies next.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Do some flicks.
Yeah. Any offers?
He'll be the next. He'll be the next guy that just leaves his comedy behind and
never leave comedy behind.
And does the movie thing.
No, I definitely am going to start doing some more flicks, but
Awesome.
comedy is.
How many lame offers have you had for like sitcoms and movies that are just like, stop it?
Here's the worst pitch I ever had. A guy brought me in a few years ago, and he goes, "We're really excited. We want you to do this shit." I'll never forget. Look at it. I wanted to fucking kill you, man. I got Barry next to me. And
Well, can we get Barry on the air? Barry, we love when you come on the air with us.
This
Come on.
is gonna be the best pitch you've ever.
Everyone
heard,
imitates
man.
Barry, and when we do it, no one understands who we're imitating.
Well,
but we have him in studio today. So
You have to see him. He's the only guy I know who wipes his teeth while he's talking to you. Listen, so the guy brings us in, and he goes, "Here's the show." And this was the actual pitch. He goes, "Okay, you're a teacher. You're like a substitute teacher." And so far, I'm like, okay, that hasn't been done, a million times. But yeah. And he's like, "And the kids love you, but here's the deal. You're magic."
What?
And I'm like, okay, I do magic? He goes, no. You're magical. You're Mr. Whiz. That was the name of the show. You're Mr. Whiz. And he had me driving like a rainbow VW Bug, and I do my spells on the kids, and I mean, it was just
wow.
To sit there and hear this. You're like, have you seen my stand-up? First of all, am I doing
Wow.
anything like what you're talking about?
Mr. Whiz.
I'm Mr. Whiz every week.
I think I was on notice for a month after that.
And well, you should have been.
Why Barry set up the man?
That is horrible. And what year was this
Barry.
about?
Buddy,
This
you're going to
was-
be a big star.
98 or 90. I don't know. It was,
98.
just,
Well,
it was
you know,
bad.
it just would have been bad effects, like bad cheap sitcom special effects for your magic.
Yeah, where you stay still.
Yeah.
And then they put the other person who's supposed to appear around you, but
But
you
you've
kind of see
moved
that
a little bit in between.
Some awful time slot. You're on right after Sabrina, the teenage witch.
That's your lead-in.
You've made two of yourselves, and you have to talk to each other, and there's got to be a wall line between the two of you.
There's always a
where they
talking-
superimpose you.
Talking animal. I got like a llama as a pet, and he's got those real creepy mannequin eyes. And
Wow, that is a bad pitch.
I've
Ooh,
heard
you
them all.
gotta think people are joking at first when you sit there and they come up with these pitches, and you're like, all right, this is a joke. They're doing some kind of a punked show or something.
I actually, I had some guy pitch something to me a few months ago, again with these guys, and I thought they were fucking with me. I really, really thought.
Yeah, this is, sometimes you get guys who pitch and they have phenomenal ideas, and they've actually written and produced and they're million-dollar things that have gone on, but they are so nervous when they pitch that they look like they're having a seizure when they're pitching. That was the one you're talking about.
Yeah, the
right?
guy was sweating, and I mean, he's just rambling on and on. There's no rhyme or reason. It was, that was a real idea.
It was a real idea, but the guy literally had to carry him out of there. I was on notice again.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, you're hanging, right, Dane?
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. What are we promoting today, Barry? Because Dane's not going to do it.
Retaliation, baby. It's
Retaliation.
incredible.
It's out there, and it's selling
And
like
you can
crazy.
come by the show. We might release a few tickets that people don't show up for guest lists and things like that. Like if your people don't show up.
No, I'm going. We're all going tonight. I'm serious. We're all going to go see Dane. It's going to be a kick-ass show tonight, definitely, without a doubt. All right, more with Dane Cook. Also on the way, we got Martha Stewart and P. Diddy rapping together.
Oh, this is...
We got to do this while you guys are in the studio
Diddy.
today.
I keep saying, wow, that guy's got no street cred, but he lost it so long ago. When he's rapping and teaching Martha Stewart
how to rap,
hip words and...
Yeah. He's got his own line of Craftsman tools that he just released. I mean,
yo, let me tell you about my wrench.
Yeah, that's the Snoop with the golfing and
Snoop is the worst. Let me tell you, it locks on to the nut. It's
I know, you know what?
wonderful.
Rap is where like heavy metal was in like 1990 when like Winger and all
right.
those groups would come. It's over.
Yeah.
They used to be scary. It was something else. Just like everybody needs a sidekick.
Snoop was so scary until he's like, let's go golfing, Aya Fizzle. It's like golfing, Lee Iacocca. If you could find a better dizizzle, buy it. What? No, stop.
No, Snoop, stop.
What are you doing? It's so not scary now.
No.
You're just, why not? It's a little soft shoe there for us. It just does, it comes off so bad. Lee Iacocca.
Stop.
All right, more with Dane Cook. As we go to break, I think we're going to play the Broke My Knee Man song.
Oh, I haven't heard this.
Yeah, the listeners really ran with this one, man. When
Oh,
you got us
great.
the audio of Bob Kelly breaking his knee, there were remixes.
Did you ever hear the
and-
Goodfellas? I thought was
Oh,
the
you wanna
best.
hear that?
I did hear
Good
that.
one, too.
I did hear that, yeah.
Are you here? Well, let's play it really fast. It's only 50 seconds. Listen to this first.
Look, he started to touch me. He started to grab me. I told him to stop. He didn't stop. I hit him back. And then he got really angry. He pushed me out of the car.
What do you want, fucko? You want something? Huh?
What are you doing?
Fuck! I broke my knee, man! Fuck! I swear my fucking mother, if you touch her again, you're dead! Hold my hand, man. I gotta squeeze some. Fuck!
How good is that?
Oh, my God. That's classic.
That came in from one of our listeners.
That's the best one.
We got.
Damn, is that the best?
We had.
Holy
I can't even tell you how many came in, Dane.
Totally forgot about that
Oh, the
one.
immigrant song.
A couple dozen.
yeah.
You want to play the immigrant song one real fast?
Please.
All right, listen
I
to
have
this.
to get these on disc.
Yeah, we'll give you a disc of all these. Listen to this.
I broke my knee, man! Fuck! I broke my knee, man! I broke my fucking knee, dude! I broke it, dude. I felt it crack. Fuck! I broke my leg. I broke it. Hold my hand, man. I gotta squeeze something.
Aren't we great friends? We're great friends.
I gotta squeeze something. That's what Bobby kept saying.
Yeah, I gotta go hold my hand, man.
Oh, God.
And you got the video that'll be part of the Tourgasm
Yeah,
DVD
man,
when it hits.
that'll be on there. We're putting it together.
Do we have another
that
one?
alone is worth it.
You should you should throw some of these remixes on something. I don't know
God
what.
damn.
But-
They
Is there
are
another one?
heartless, the listeners. They don't care that he's injured. They just see an opportunity
Oh, man.
for something funny.
Was the sheep one good? I don't know. This might. Yeah, play that real fast. It's only like 15 seconds.
Ah!
Oh, yeah.
Ah, motherfucker. Ah, you mother. It's been backwards. Ah, fuck.
Steve, you got to throw all these on
Good God.
a CD for Dane.
I really
Barry
have
Katz.
to injure Bobby again.
I think that was it. We have so many. I'm trying to remember some of the better ones.
Oh, God.
That
man.
Goodfellas one is so goddamn
that's
funny.
the one.
It
That's
fits
the great
perfectly.
Best one ever.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, man, the thing that, I got to give Bobby props. Anybody else would have left that tour that
no.
night. And he got back on a non-stop moving bus, and he's on there with his fucking wobbly leg. And so he hung in there, man. That was great.
We'll play the Broke My Knee song going into break. Maybe some more remixes, but definitely more with Dane Cook in just a bit.
Down, you way down. Keep I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, dude. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, dude. Hold my hand, man. I gotta squeeze some.
On the side.
I broke my knee, man. It bent backwards.
Did it hyperextend?
I broke my knee, man.
Oh my God.
It bent backwards. I broke my fucking knee, dude. I heard it break, dude. Fuck. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, dude. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, dude. Hold my hand, dude. I gotta squeeze something.
Anybody have some like Advil?
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
You motherfucker.
Oh my God. I don't believe it.
Celtic crap. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, dude. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, dude. Hold my hand, man. I gotta squeeze something. I broke my leg, man. I gotta squeeze something. I'm in so much pain, dude. I'm in so much pain.
Like sand through the hourglass, so is the O&A virus.
Let's say hi to Dragon Wagon.
Yeah, guys, you totally.
What? You broke up.
We can't hear you.
Sir?
Totally offended me today.
We totally.
I was an over-the-road truck driver, and this nudity thing that you all are talking about is ridiculous.
What are you talking about? The what thing, sir?
Could you take an antihistamine before you call next time, you clog-nosed idiot?
You guys are disgusting. I mean, you know, I turned it on. I'm calling XM and complaining about this channel. That's all it is to it.
Really?
Yeah.
What don't you like about the channel?
Well, you guys are hacks. You're would-be Howard Stern. I mean, you know, it's decent. It's immoral what you're talking about.
You know what you should do, sir? Right after you call XM, you should drink a fifth of Old Grandad and then drunk drive into a schoolyard. No one cares about you, or if you're offended, block the channel, stupid. It's an XL channel. You can block it. That's why XM has that.
You need to F you. That's what you need to do, okay? I'm hanging up.
Hey, good. Hang up, cancel XM, and drop dead.
Let's not go that far.
All right, don't cancel XM.
Go to listen to XM Kids or something.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's the wrong thing to say in front of Erik Logan.
And this guy, now he's listening to himself. He'll be listening.
Listen, I'm going to Sirius Radio.
Good. Go to Sirius Radio. There's a fucking dog for the thing. They stink. You're going to have to drive a truck to have Sirius. Throw it in the back of the truck, you fucking hick. Die.
See, get in front of me and I can run you over.
Why don't you fucking blow your nose before you call a national radio show, you crank-doing jerk-off?
Now he's listening to himself.
Of course he is.
He'll be listening.
Of course he will.
He'll be listening.
He'll call tomorrow.
And he doesn't even have the balls to say fuck you. We're uncensored, pal. You can say fuck you.
I don't believe in that.
You don't believe in that? You're a liar and you're a failure.
No, I'm not a failure.
Yes, you are.
I'm an over-the-road truck driver.
Why don't you have your fucking sinuses fixed?
I'm an over-the-road truck driver.
Yeah, all truck drivers are over the road, stupid. They don't go through lawns and pools. You redundant shithead. I didn't hear you, sir. I'm doing drugs and surviving an incest experience.
Breaker for the Dragon Wagon.
Is that his name? Dragon Wagon?
Dragon Wagon, you got your ears off. Yeah. I'm sorry, you sounded like you had more brains on the radio.
We've got a long and a short time to get there.
Hold on, sir. Wait, so is your name really, dude? Is your name really Dragon Wagon? You're a grown man with a name that rhymes.
Hey, slow down with the weird grown-up names.
Yeah, that's a child's name. At least it doesn't rhyme. It's not Mopey Opie. It's Mopey Opie, Slim Jim, and whatever the fuck rhymes with Anthony. I can't think of anything.
Schmanthony.
What you don't understand, I'm out here busting my ass for you people to be doing your dumb radio show.
How are you busting your ass for us, stupid? You're busting your ass to put food on your fat wife's table. We have nothing to do with it.
No, you're the type that voted for George Bush, aren't you? You're the type that...
No, sir, I don't vote. I talk a lot of shit, and then I sit home on Election Day. That's the beauty of me.
But you're the reason the fuel prices are so high in this country driving...
I'm the reason, you motherfucker! You drive a truck! I have a Saturn. I cruise prostitutes in Manhattan.
Your food has to get there.
You have fucking 80 gallons of fuel in your vehicle. I go a month on a gallon of gas. 43rd Street to 15th Street. Circle for 4 hours. Back home.
Opie and Anthony. spreading.
All right. Very, very busy day on the Opie and Anthony program today. Bill Burr in studio. Definitely want to remind people, Bill's half-hour comedy special on HBO is tonight at midnight. Make sure you check out Bill Burr.
Re-airs tomorrow night at midnight, too.
Well, I got the on-demand, so I'll be watching it Sunday morning. When I wake up.
In your slippers.
And, of course, Dane Cook playing Madison Square Garden tonight.
It's a nice little room.
Not bad. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Playing the Garden. Where is that?
It's no Carnegie Hall, but it's...
No one's got to ask that. I'm playing the Chuckle Hut. Where is that? It's not. I'm playing the Garden. How is that the... What garden? The fucking Garden. That's fantastic.
I think last time, who said it? It's great to not have the words ha-ha in the phone number.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And, of course, the CD/DVD is called Retaliation. Dane Cook selling like hotcakes.
Yes. Were hotcakes ever really selling? Was there like a time in history when
it must have
hotcakes
been.
were just...
just for that saying to be there, there must have been one time where like, we're fresh out again.
Jesus.
Comedy clubs really do have some of the worst fucking names. I worked a place, Side Splitters.
Side
It's like, why don't you just call it Knee Slappers?
Gay club that I had to play years ago. Remember Fiddlesticks?
Yeah,
you ever play that?
Fiddlesticks.
Then I'll be at Guffaws.
Oh,
we had to take a break just to take leaks and stuff, but the stuff that was happening during the break was really entertaining as well. Dane met the lead singer of Missing Persons. Bill was talking about Scary Spice.
Oh, opening up for Winona Judd. Just talking about
Winona Judd
outside at a racetrack at like 12 noon.
Yeah,
12 noon at a racetrack. The cars or horse? What was it?
A horse.
Horse
it was like
track?
a horse track, and I'm standing up there just bombing. You can't shit on the crowd because it's her audience, and you don't want to. You need the gig at that point, so you're doing it. And I'm standing there. There's people kind of filing in, and there's this lesbian, biker-looking chick. My whole set, she's just standing there chanting, "Winona, Winona!"
Oh, God.
And you just want to be, you fucking whore. You just want to go off on her, and you can't. You got to be actually cordial. You felt like a game show host.
How do you not, first of all, have a nervous breakdown before you go out on stage? And how do you even step out onto that stage? That's where you comics, I don't even know how. Yeah. People ask me, they go, "Why don't you try stand-up?" Are you insane to have to do something like that where you know the gig is it's noon at a horse race track to a crowd that wants to see Winona Judd, and you actually make your legs work and walk out onto a stage? I
literally learned how to bomb gracefully on that gig. I'll never forget it. I was sitting there. I was just eating my balls, just feeling like an asshole. And somewhere in the middle of it, I swear to God, I just started imagining Patrice O'Neill, Keith Robinson, and Jim Norton sitting in the back watching me, laughing at me. And I somehow started laughing at myself. How fucking ridiculous. I mean, I was in the middle of my set at one point. Out of nowhere, they all just go, "Ah!" screamed. And I'm like, I thought my fly was down. I turned around. Way in the background was a carnival. And some guy was on that ride where you get shot into the fucking air, and I guess that went up and over me from behind. I just started doing this self-deprecating, how pathetic my career was, and I was able to handle that lady in a roundabout way, called her a lesbian, which, of course, the whole country audience loved.
Yeah.
I said something about her haircut, how short it was, and people knew what I was alluding to. So, country people, fuck the queers. I got him on my side. But it was brutal.
I have no clue how you do that.
That's what I do now.
Case.
Anytime horrible, I just picture Dane. I'll picture somebody I know just laughing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's how you got through like the beginning ones. Like as you're going up at the fucking Bellrica 99 and the game's on, it's like. I've been watching him bombing, and it's like you want to laugh, but it's like you're going up there too. It's like you got an ass kicking coming, so you're almost jealous. Like fuck,
these guys love when
he's going to be done. Getting it over with. He's halfway through it.
These guys love when their own bomb. That's the one thing I learned, hanging out with a lot of comedians. You guys love when someone's eating.
Yeah, it's almost
it's like sport to you guys.
Oh yeah,
it's fair game with each other. It's almost like the way black guys can call each other the N-word and like it's cool. Like comics can be like, "Dude, you stink, you bombed," and it's like, "Yeah, that was good, huh?" But anybody else says it. Do you know like the worst heckle like you've ever gotten? Do you keep that on tap? Like the worst thing that anybody's ever yelled?
Oh, really? The most bizarre one I ever got. I was at Dangerfield's third show on a Saturday night. There's like fucking 30 people there.
That place is the worst to do comedy.
So there's these 3 angry white dudes in the back, and you just can feel their rage.
Ghosts are walking out during your set.
It looks like a funeral home, man.
I know. It's like you can just feel the rage in these guys. And I hear them talking, and I know they're fucking talking about me, and I'm like, dude, don't go there. Don't talk to them. After a while, I just couldn't. I finally just said, you guys, what's your problem, man? You're just talking. You know, what's going on? And this dude, this most bizarre heckle ever, he goes, anything red and on stage is a faggot. And it was just, it was so fucking bizarre. I didn't even have a comeback to it.
What the hell is that?
But it was like brilliant. And I was sitting there going like, and he was so angry the way he said it. I knew if I just said one thing back to him, I had a fist in my face.
Yeah.
So I somehow had to just go back into my act. So I got a computer recently and just completely blew it off.
I had a guy at Dublin's one night. He was sitting in the front row, and he was really, really despondent, and he's drunk, and he's talking to himself, and he turned his chair away from the stage, but he's right up front, so he's facing the crowd. He's like doing little monologues to himself and trying to like the show's on him. And same thing. I'm like, dude, what's your problem? What's your problem? 3 or 4 times, and he keeps like shrugging me off. And I finally go, really, man, what is your problem? And he stands up, and the whole place goes quiet because he's holding a bottle in his hand. I think somebody thought he was going to throw it. And he goes, I've got 7 problems, and you're 5 of them. Wow, that's really fucking genius.
Did he name them? Did he name the 5?
No, he never even got into it. We did actually get into a little. I think we.
Wow.
Why are those people there? Like, I don't get why they're even there. I've been to comedy clubs, and I've seen comics that just have sucked, and you sit and wait for the next guy.
Yeah.
It's that, why do people feel compelled, you fucking suck, you're an asshole?
I'll tell you what are the best. Like, you go up in front of an all-black crowd, it's like, what I quickly learned is they're going to have fun with you or without you. So either you make them laugh. It's the way you bomb from a black crowd. It's like the joke bombs. There's nothing, and then everybody laughs that it got nothing. I remember one time mixed nuts in L.A. just eating my balls, and it's all black crowd. So I do some joke, nothing. And then I see this big black lady in the background goes, wah, wah, wah. And then they all just start fucking laughing. And once again, I don't address it. I go into my next. Just dry mouth. And it's even worse when you're
making a.
Oh yeah,
sound on the mic.
Yeah, and he forgot to bring water up, and it's just it's the worst.
I just remember gigs where nothing was happening, and I could just hear that fucking Patrice laugh from the back of the room. Where it would be like that same kind, because he has that kind of.
Yeah.
Patrice can actually make you bomb. I've had crowds liking me. He didn't like the joke, and he's so fucking loud and intimidating. He would get a crowd to turn on you.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that shit? Yo, Bill's up there. He's talking about this motherfucker just said.
And the whole crowd is turning around, and no one's going to tell him to shut up. And then you start yelling at him, then all of a sudden the white guy's yelling at the big black guy. This is racism. And then you lose all the white people in the crowd, and he can literally turn around a good set.
That is true.
Let's go to the phones here. Andy has a question. Andy, what's up? Andy.
Hey. No? Nothing?
You?
His name's not Andy. It's probably like
somebody else.
Andrew. And he thinks it's, or Anthony, or...
The guy that has a question for Dane Cook about a corporate gig. No?
No, nothing.
All right. He wanted to ask you if you were fired from a corporate gig. Like, there might be a story there.
Is there urban legend out there?
No, you know what? No, I'll tell you what it is. Because I was hired to do these 2 corporate gigs, and I just did the first one out in L.A., and I never...
Barry Katz
never do them. You know what I mean?
You don't do corporate gigs?
No, because it's just like, you don't really enjoy it. You feel rented. You feel like a part of the,
You really do.
It's just... So I agreed to do it because they were really enthusiastic.
It came with the tent.
Oh, yeah, one of those floppy arm dolls was behind you on stage, like, come buy a car. And so, I agreed to do it.
Hold on. Go ahead, Barry.
What happens these corporate gigs? They always overpay. They completely overpay.
Right.
They'll send private jets. They'll do whatever. Whatever it takes. And so it's always hard to
turn down,
to walk away from those things.
So I'm like, you know what? I'll do it. I haven't done one in years, and that's 2 gigs, and the money's fucking great. So I go down, and the first thing I always say, the second I walk into any gig, You know what I do on stage. You got the material. You've heard the CD. Oh, yeah, we all listened to it. That's what I'm going to do tonight.
They even have to sign a waiver to.
Yeah. So I do the show. I do my show, exactly the same way. And the crowd's laughing. They're into it. Actually, I didn't think it wasn't so bad. They weren't. But, of course, the president of the deal comes up.
So you got
after.
a full standing ovation at the end.
No, the show was good for that environment. And then they came up and they're like, we just want to talk to you about the content.
Oh, boy.
The president of the company was not too enthused. And then I'm like, okay. And he goes, if we make you a list for the next show of things, and I was like,
no,
I'm not the guy for you. Obviously, you should, call somebody who can come in and do what you need. But it's like, I gave you the shit. Watch the stuff. You know what I mean? And if I'm not
now
your cup of
Dustin
tea,
Diamond is doing the gig.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't have doubted it, though.
So, no, I wasn't
Did you get
fired.
paid for the whole thing?
No, I got paid for the first show. I told him,
see you later.
Keep the other half, and
for you,
it was
man.
a mutual walk away.
You know someone's head rolled for that, too. You know someone got the axe. Who was the head of entertainment for that corporate gig? It was some Missy down in personnel.
And it could literally be just one little thing, and then they'll try not to pay you.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. All kinds of things can happen.
Let's say hi to Sarah.
Get the Bacon Brothers. They'll do it. Remember we saw the Bacon Brothers at one of those.
They're on morning TV yesterday,
gigs
promoting their singing thing. Hey, Sarah, what's up?
Hey, guys. I was at the Dane Cook and Bob Kelly show last night. Granted, it wasn't exactly, Bob Kelly show, but it was so funny. My friend and I had such a great time, and I just wanted to tell them that you guys were awesome. And afterwards, it was, we thought it was pretty hysterical. These two fat chicks come up to my friend Britt and I, and they're like, we just flirted our way in, and blah, blah, blah. And I looked at them, and I'm like, you look like you got in because you're one of Maury Povich's special children. Not because you flirted your way.
Flirted their way in?
What, to backstage or whatever?
Yeah, that's what they were telling us, and it was pretty funny. And also, Dane Cook signed my friend's boobs, and Bob Kelly did too.
Oh, very nice. Sounds like a great night for everybody.
Everyone
we
had fun.
So much fun, but we have to say, my friend and I, we felt kind of bad because, Dane Cook was, leaving in, a limo or a town car or whatever, and Bob Kelly was getting in a minivan.
I love it. I can't wait to get Bob on the phone. That's perfect. No, we're trying to get Bob on the phone, but I don't know. He's probably sleeping or whatever. So
he sprained his wrist closing that sliding door on the van.
Yeah, Bob's not here, Sarah.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been an ONA fan since you guys were on WNEW. My brothers got me hooked on you guys. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I'm not an ugly chick that's a huge fan.
Oh, we'll meet you soon. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for coming down to the show.
Much, guys.
All right. Yeah, I mean, Dane's killing. We're all going to tonight's show. I can't wait.
Which one are you guys coming into, the first or the second?
11 o'clock show I'll be at.
Cool.
That's what I was told.
Yeah.
He said it's even better.
Late show's always a little bit better. You know what I mean? Cause
late shows can be touch and go, though, because you got the audience,
Yeah.
A little more boozed up.
You can handle that, though.
It's all part
Some
of the
comedians
deal.
can't handle that.
Nah.
Do we want to promote any of these other shows? Loyola College tomorrow night?
That's a
Baltimore?
private gig.
All right.
Yeah, October, what do we got? October 7th, Colorado Convention Center. That's a pretty big gig. That's a pretty big venue.
Awesome. And then ME is Maine, right? Colby College, October 14th.
Yep.
In Waterville, Maine.
Yep.
And then the University of New Hampshire, October 15th.
Sure.
And the new CD is called
UNH.
Retaliation. Huh?
UNH, yeah.
UNH.
You guys want to listen to the Martha Stewart thing real fast? Oh,
Yeah,
here's
let's
Bobby.
go. Oh, Bobby's on.
All right, Bob, what's up?
You tell that bitch it wasn't a minivan. I got it to one of those little bike cabs.
A bike cab.
I'm not even kidding you. I had to take a fucking bike cab to the show last night.
Are you kidding?
There was no cabs at 6 o'clock, so I had to get this Polish dude on a bike.
To pedal you down there?
Yeah, and he looked.
I would walk first.
I asked him how much it was. He looked me up and down. He said 20.
That's usually, what, 10?
It's probably around 5.
5.
Fans saw it? Saw him?
You saw Bob Kelly?
Yeah, I saw Bob Kelly getting pedaled by me on 42nd Street.
Is that Nathaniel?
Yeah.
I saw him in the car. I was like, Nathaniel. He looked at me like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, you called out to me. You could have just pedaled by anonymously. But you thought it would be good to say hi.
Bob, you couldn't get on that big 8-person circular bicycle that rides through Times Square that you want to fucking run over when I'm driving in the city?
No, there was nothing. There was a brand new one, though. It was brand new. He said I was the first one ever on that bike.
Who cares? You don't ever want to be seen in that thing.
Well, what was I going to do, walk?
Do you stop to listen to the guys play the spackle buckets, too?
I'm sorry, I didn't have a limo pick me up at my 5-star hotel.
You're not a fancy man.
Hey, Bob, we learned a lot about you today, thanks to Dane Cook. You used to have very long hair.
Oh, shit.
Looking like, what'd you say, Crystal Gale?
Oh, yeah. He's
great reference today.
Crystal Gale.
He had long, luxurious hair.
You
Remember
called
that,
me
Bobby?
fucking Crystal Gale?
I called you Crystal Gale, man.
And you used to play the punch in the asshole game?
Yeah, but that was... Dane invented that. He came up to me one time and just punched me in the asshole.
And say,
I just shit my pants.
And then you ran with it.
And what did you do afterwards? I made that up. What do you say?
That's
after
mine.
I trademark it. I sell it on my website. You can buy a kit.
The home game.
I used to have... But Dane, you had long hair too, man.
Yeah, I had
There's
kind of the
a
mullet
picture-
thing going.
There's a picture of you on the internet, bro. Me and you both at the same time had fun. We looked like Charlie's Angels.
There was a time when the mullet wasn't the mullet.
No, it wasn't.
It was just a
like
haircut. It was a feather or whatever.
Dennis Miller had that haircut
Yeah.
for a long time.
That's right.
That's what it was. And then it like turned into this mullet.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden to have it was to be just some backwards cross-eyed hick at a car show or something.
I got to say, though, Dane's hair was beautiful and conditioned. Mine was nappy and curly. I do say that Dane had better hair than me. Dane, you remember that time we picked up those 2 chicks at the beach?
Oh, my... The witches?
Oh, my... Me and Dane picked up 2 witches from Salem at the beach. But Dane was always a conservative type of kid, and I was always like the creepy, I want to lick somebody's asshole.
Like they had like knife scars on their face, Bobby's chicks, you know.
Yeah. So we wind up going back, but I'm the one always the aggressor with the chicks, and Dane's kind of laid back, kind of always had a chick, and I'm the one, banging broads all the time and talking about pussy. And we get back to their apartment in Salem. And it's this house has been there since 1702. And they're telling us, they take us in the basement and tell us about the witches, and I'm shitting my pants. We go back upstairs, they both get naked, start taking showers.
Yeah.
I'm frantic. Dane has the guitar in his hand. They come out naked. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are we going to do? He goes, Bobby, get your fucking shit together. And just starts playing a song on the guitar.
He knows how to work it. Get the guitar out, start playing a little.
But Bobby's like, they're doing spells in there, man. They're putting spells on us or something, dude. He was so concerned that they were trying to really put some kind
How
of...
much coke had he done to paranoid himself up that much?
Yeah, when it comes time to gameplay, Dane really is the quarterback. Get your shit together, faggot. How you girls doing? Do you ever hear this song? By Moody Blues?
Witchy woman.
Moody Blues.
Yeah. This is Vixen's Edge of a Broken Heart.
Did you tell him that you shit in a bucket?
No.
Oh, now we're getting the... See, now we're getting the...
Yeah, we're getting the dirt.
We're getting the good stuff now.
We're in the fucking tour. You can't shit on the tour bus.
Yeah, you're not allowed to take crafts on the tour bus.
You're not allowed to shit on the tour bus
We understand
whatsoever.
that.
That's good.
We understand that rule.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there. I'm on my computer. Dane goes in the bathroom. He comes out. He goes, hey, dude, check this out. He has a brand new sterling silver toilet bowl. And it was so perfect, the shit, that I thought it was fake. There was no, like,
You mean the
little
wastebasket?
little...
He showed you the wastebasket.
Yeah, I had the wastebasket, Bobby.
It was whatever. Barry, shut your face. You're not my manager, all right? Shut your mouth.
Well, you did say
If
that...
you let him on the microphone again, I'll come down there right now and punch him right in one tooth. Hey, it was a wastebasket, buddy. Listen, people are listening. I could do something for you.
You're going to be a big star.
You're going to be a big star. You broke your knee. This is going to put you on the map, buddy. I'm thinking if we could dislocate your shoulder on 4002, I could get you on Carson Daly.
God, that's how it works, though. All right, so the shit in the wastebasket.
you know my weak stomach.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was real. I
Oh,
thought it was
no.
fucking with me, but then I look in again, and I just saw a shit drip.
And then his face, Bobby gets that face when he's like, he wants to puke, but he starts getting that, like, body in a river for 3 days look. You know, it's just like,
bloated.
His eyes look like a shark. They just, like, turn black and glazy.
Who shits in a bucket?
Well, you
Dane
got
Cook
it.
does.
Not on the bus. What a great rule that is, though, because once someone shits on that bus, it's over.
Well, these guys...
Anthony, I agree with that when you're doing 85 down some highway, but when you're parked next to the college and there's 98 toilets 5 feet away from you, there's no need to shit in the bus.
These guys locked me in my... I know you guys locked me in the back room one night. I had the back, back room is like a little sliding door, and the bus was so dry that I bought one of those humidifiers. And so I have to take a piss at like 5 in the morning. We're moving. I get up and the door is jammed. And I know these guys have like pinned it or done something. So I'll lay down for like another hour. But now I really got to go. And I'm like, I'm like, come on, guys. But the engine is. I say 3 hours later, I finally had to piss in my humidifier. That's how bad it was. I had to piss in my humidifier. And it's all on film.
I hope you threw it away after that.
Yeah.
The bus driver, what was his name again, Dane?
Brian.
Oh, this guy, I love this. This guy was the biggest creep. I would wake up in the middle of the night and just go sit with him. Like 2 weeks into the tour, he starts yelling at me. He goes, "What the fuck kind of tour is this? The fuck? There's no alcohol. There's no fucking drugs. You guys aren't fucking whores. What the fuck is you playing Xbox, you fucking bunch of faggots?"
Wow, what was wrong with that guy?
I don't know, dude. He just was...
He had driven like,
everybody.
Like Usher and like all these,
Which
huge...
means he gets the pussy that they don't want to fuck.
Right.
By the way, if Jimmy was here, he would have called out that Bob's story had no ending. Had no nothing.
Well, apparently you just did. Thanks, man.
No, I was just saying if Jimmy was here, he would have done it.
Well, we were all looking around the studio uncomfortable.
I didn't point it out. I pointed out that Jimmy would have pointed it out.
But by doing that, you pointed it out.
Not at all.
You need like a little sound bite of Jimmy just being like, nothing.
Shut up. You got nothing. Let it sit.
Good story, fat bro.
All right, Bob, I guess we're going to let you go.
Yeah, they're telling us you got to go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You guys going tonight, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, the show's going to be great tonight. It's probably just going to be just as good as next week at Stress Factory in New Jersey, where I'm headlining the 22nd to 23rd.
Nice slipping.
I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.
We'll see you tonight at the 11 o'clock
Take care. Don't dislocate a toe at this show.
Bob Kelly, everyone. Do we have time to try this Martha Stewart thing?
Yeah, a little bit.
Why don't we
Finish
try
up
it?
with
What
it.
is she doing? She's rapping with P. Diddy.
Yeah.
She's got some show that's like The Apprentice, only
okay.
she's hosting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that. Yes, Than? Yes, Than? Than knows.
I think she also has just sort of a talk craft show.
Is that it? Is that what it's for?
Thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right?
No.
Okay, yeah.
She was wearing an M. Diddy belt buckle while this was going on.
Oh, my God.
M. Diddy diamond belt buckle. She's M. Diddy. And P. Diddy was there to help her out with some slang and language.
It's Miss Martha from Jersey City. I'll bake you a cake and make your crib look pretty. Mm-hmm. I get mad respect like my man, Big Diddy.
I can't look at
I got the
anybody.
heaters running out of breath, like when he ran the city.
Keep going.
They thought they could stop
no.
me, but they must be silly.
Silly.
I got my ankle bracelet off. Now I'm free like Willie.
Yeah.
It's the Kmart Queen, so I know you feel me.
Oh, no.
They gave me love on the inside. That's why they call me M. Diddy.
M. Diddy, baby.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Don't clap. Oh, my God.
Wow. I can't look at anybody. I can't look at any of you.
Oh, no.
Told you, they're in the winger era.
Have you ever been so embarrassed for somebody that you don't want to make eye contact with anybody lest they share that embarrassment and you have to acknowledge it? Oh.
What was worse, her rapping or his, like...
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
right.
it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's going to get him the cred he needs.
Bad boy.
Yeah. Aha, the M. Diddy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. That hurt. I don't like when things like that hurt.
Well, then Diddy teaches...
Pain.
Starts teaching Martha Stewart some rap songs.
Oh, Rochester.
Here with my bro Diddy, and I'm so excited because he's going to teach me how to rap. Now, I just want you to notice, Wes, what are the security guards doing?
PB&J's.
Oh, they're eating. See, they took me out. That is so great. Well, first of all, what I really want to know is, what are the meanings of, like, these few words, okay? Cheddar.
Little 101.
Is cheddar cheese?
No. No.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
I don't get the slang.
Cheddar's money.
Cheese.
Oh.
Cheddar.
Okay.
Cheddar's money. Okay, shorty. Okay.
I have no idea.
I mean, you're
I'm Tolly.
You're Tolly. Your daughter.
Oh,
I
my
seen your
God.
daughter.
Yeah.
You know, I would call her a shorty.
Because she's like 6 feet tall?
No. She's young, pretty thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's a shorty.
Oh,
What about nigga?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
She's going to get booked on P. Diddy's Bad Boys at Comedy. She'll be the next person to eat their balls on that show.
Tolly, see?
Yeah. Flossing.
Which is?
What you're doing right now with that $8 million piece of ice around your neck. That's flossing. Benjamins. What you make a lot of. That's $100 bills. That's money.
Oh, Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, yes. It means money.
Hey,
That's
doesn't have to do with not flossing your teeth.
No, it's flossing is just over the top. So
Okay.
it's just...
This needs white guy voice.
And then ballin'.
Wow.
I mean, I know what ballin' is.
And you know she's pretending to be that stupid.
What is it to rap?
Oh, okay. Ballin' to rap is living life to the fullest. It's just, you know,
okay.
you work
Having a
hard.
ball.
Work
Having
hard,
a
you
ball.
play. There you go. Work
Okay.
hard, you play hard.
Ooh.
Wow, that is harsh. What is he doing?
Diddy in glad bags. Just aligned. He's got his own Ziploc line coming out. The Diddy Zip. Keeps all your food chill.
With a
Keeps
fragrance.
it fresh, yo.
Keeps it all fresh on the DL.
Fresh. Wow. That is horrible. Biggie should come back from the dead and shoot him.
He's going to be trying.
Yeah.
They should come back from the dead and sit on him.
Just kill it. There is no reason that he should be hanging out with Martha. Wow.
How bad
What
is that?
happened? What happened to the rap world? Thank God there's a few guys out there killing each other to keep the whole thing real. Because the pioneers, or the guys that were in there pretty early, they've just all turned into nothing. Yeah, I a kizzle. I'll tee off. I'll golf with you. Make sure you buy a Dodge. All those guys. It's so embarrassing. See what they were doing a while back.
Oh, we're in the countdown. We're done with the
Oh,
show
boy.
today. Brian in Dallas, real fast.
Yeah, hey, I was just wondering when Dane's going to come down here to the Improv and when the Tourgasm DVD comes out.
Dallas?
Yeah.
Be around Dallas
All
sometime?
right, man. We're putting a big retaliation tour together. Hopefully it'll start sometime into the fall. And as far as Tourgasm, we're editing it together, and we'll see. It'll be done when it's done.
It's going to take a little while. I don't think he's going to be playing the Improv anytime soon. You know where the Cowboys play football? You might want to look for him there. Dane Cook
they
is
just added
blowing
3 shows.
up. Yeah, they did. Yeah, 2 shows. All right, Brian.
Thanks, guys.
Well, we're running out of show here. Dane, this was a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for coming by.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Finally. We've had you on the phone a few times, but in studio, it's great.
Much
gooder.
We'll be at the show tonight, and, of course, everyone should look for Retaliation in their old record stores, CD and DVD, right?
Yes.
Anything else we want to promote there, Barry?
No,
We did good. We did good for you, right, Barry?
Thank you so much. I
We've
love
done
you guys.
good.
It's been a long time. We haven't
You guys
seen
are gonna
Barry in a
be
few
big
years.
stars.
Yeah.
We'll do some things with Barry in the coming months. You never know. And, of course, Bill Burr sitting in for Jim Norton.
Bravo, Bill. Good job.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with Bill the last
Yeah.
couple days. You're going to do the whole week next week?
Yeah.
We got Bill all
Getting up
next week
early.
as
He's
well.
like, yeah,
I
the
literally-
novelty wears off already, and
And I
he's
already
just
said
like,
this morning, I was like, they do this every fucking day.
Oh,
we're done.
HBO tonight, Bill Burr.
Program complete.